Searching begins, find yourself within. Take up your blade, let the fears within fade. Stories are told as the die roll. Don't be afraid, make your destiny will find you in me. Friends at your side, may the group with pride. Try as you might, you now live to fight. Monster nor foe can fill you with woe. Enemies in sight, it's time to roll dice. Roll for initiative. Check, please.
Hello, checkers and pleasers, and welcome to another episode of Check Please.
Hello, we're here. We made it. We're live.
What?
I'm your DM Beardy, and these are my lovely players.
Hello, my name is Keni. I play Louie Freeman, disappointed in his disciples extraordinaire.
Hi, I'm Skrewy. I play Stavik, and I will be firmly on the pain train tonight, I believe.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Grem. I play Valentino, who is not one of the aforementioned disciples, it should be noted.
I am Shane, and I play Xander, the Destroyer of Worlds.
And I'm Xeno. I play Zu'lin, the boy with alchemical toys.
Ooh.
And completely irredeemable, apparently.
Apparently irredeemably evil.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember anything like that.
I don't remember a single thing about
That didn't
It's
happen.
like a weird haze.
What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, it sounds like you're telling on yourself, really.
Well, welcome in, everybody. Last time, some stuff happened. Anybody want to recap?
I got
About it?
this.
Yeah.
So, last time, we had just finished beating the creatures that looked a lot like shadowy wild mutts from Ben 10 when a giant shadowy creature known as a greater shadow beast, not to be confused with the lesser shadow beasts, which are the wild mutts from Ben 10 but shadowy, it appeared and tried to attack us. Notably, the greater shadow beast was less effective at killing people than the shadowy wild mutts, but we managed to disperse it after not too long in combat. Xander, in the process of fighting this creature, got a nat 20 on his Knowledge Planes check and learned that these creatures were from the Plane of Shadows, and when they appeared in places that were not their plane, it was typically seeking out sources of darkness. Based on that, Louie began to question Mercado Velasco, the leader of this merchant company, and he, very vehemently denied that there was anything underfoot or shady going on, but maybe one of the wares that he had bought could be attracting these creatures, and it probably actually wasn't our fault like he had insinuated before.
Dick.
So Zu'lin did what one must do in this situation and entered the cart in question and began throwing out various boxes. There were a lot of boxes, though, and so Xander figured he needed some help. So he tore a hole in the material plane and, from the bone dimension, summoned 5 skellies to help Zu'lin out. Once we opened the box, we found inside a strange amulet that seemed to have some unusual properties. Most notably, it had an amethyst, a very dark, almost black amethyst, surrounded by small onyxes, and within the amethyst was suspended a portion of the shadow plane. That is what Louie identified, and so we quickly figured out that this is probably what was going on. Nobody really had any idea what to do about it, so Xander said he would do a thing, after which the necklace stopped being a little bit of a problem for people. Xander said that the problem was solved, that they could take their necklace and not worry about shadow beasts anymore. So that happened. they had to bury the body of the guy who had died before Xander cast some necromancy spell on him and turned him into a bloody skeleton. So Zu'lin had a conversation with Xander about necromancy, gathering ingredients, experimentation, just, regular boy stuff. And after that, we decided to go to sleep for the most part. Louie and Xander had a long conversation about trees, about love with Husa after she joined and insisted on them teaching her the rules of this question game. She really wanted to know whether it was ever appropriate to mate with somebody who was older. That's really taboo in Lentakivi society, but luckily Louie was there to guide her in the right direction and tell her it is a-okay to date someone older.
Yeah, it's just wrong for the older person to do it.
So, in any case, we all went to bed, woke up in the morning, and sent the caravan on their way so that Xander could dig up his bloody skelly, and then we returned in that direction. This time, we were not kidnapped by a witch. We successfully managed to get to the city, where we noticed a whole bunch of flags being placed everywhere. Some of them were the Burgese flag, and we determined that some of them were Parthenian flags. So apparently, there is a trade festival happening the very next day, and people are just getting ready to, trade, buy, and sell items of strange origins, perhaps. Who knows what they will have there. So we found the biggest, best tavern to stay in, where we ordered some delicious food. Notably, they had cakes, or fish cakes in the shape of fish that were very, very new to people and very significant because Stavik decided to bring one of these fish cakes to Husa, after which she said, "Hey, Stavik, you're really nice to me. Is there a particular reason?" And Stavik was like, "No, not particularly." And Husa was like, "Would you like to be my mate?" And Stavik said, "Yes." After which, there was an entire conversation that happened, both with Husa and the rest of the group, where she said she wanted to bear many children for Stavik, at least 4 or 5. And Stavik and Xander and Louie, where Louie said, "Well, Stavik, you don't really know this girl whatsoever, and she probably is under the impression that you're going to be mated for life and doesn't know anything about you. Do you see any problems here?" And Xander was like, "Also, we're going to see your daughter that you have abandoned for the past 70 years in a week, and I don't know how she will take the fact that you're bringing along, your rock girlfriend after you left her and her mom 70 years ago." And,
You're like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh my god, I'm getting the vapors. Oh my god. So, in any case, they brought Stavik back to the group, where we continued to roast him before some strange events happened that tied into the Christmas special. And I think that's where we left off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
that sounds
special?
about right.
Hey, Beardy.
Yeah, what's up?
Unironically, if I were to draw Ben 10 aliens as shadow creatures, would you use them in game?
No.
Fuck.
Because they weren't Ben 10 shadow creatures. I don't understand. They don't even look close. Like, they don't look similar at all.
They're 100%.
Stop gaslighting me. All right. So, yes, that does in fact bring us back to the present. All right. Well, Stavik, you find yourself here at the table with the rest of the group. And, in fact, Bastion's gonna give you some space so you can sit next to your lady. So, yeah, you guys are sitting here for a moment, and something... It's like there's something in the back of your mind, like a dream that you can't quite remember, that's sort of fading away, but it all passes within a few seconds, and you find yourself back in the present, which is at this lovely table with the remainders of a meal in front of you, some tankards with drinks of various kinds, and the company of your adventuring companions.
And their girlfriends.
It was singular. There's only one girl at this table.
Clarification, mate for life.
Yes, indeed.
Might as well just call her Stavik's new wife now.
Change it in the chat.
Mrs. Ostervik.
We'll get there.
The second?
Anyways, currently Louie is just kind of blankly staring at the remains of the food on the table, rubbing his temple quietly. So, what's everyone's plans for the evening?
Well, for the most part, I was just planning on drinking and potentially working more on our project.
Okay. Let me know if you need any help with that. I've got some plans tonight, but I don't know.
We'll talk later then.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. We finally had a chance to sit down. That reminds me. Valentino is going to reach over and pull out from his, belongings this large sack. It's probably pretty moist at this point. Stick it on the table. I've got something for everyone.
It's moist?
Well, because it's moist. Because it was left out with the rest of the shit. And the rain. What was the rain?
The rain wasn't real.
Rain? Yeah, but did things get wet? Did things not get wet? Were we wet?
I think it was just all in our head.
It was also a week ago plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other reason I figured it would probably be moist, because it's been in the elements for a week. I'm just trying to create
Beardy,
some fucking ambiance here.
we need confirmation. Would the bag be wet? Was the storm real in any way, so that we can
The storm was real.
The storm was real. Okay, so it would be
The
wet.
storm was real.
All right, continue
However,
ambiancing with your moist bag.
Yeah.
The bag
Go ahead.
was on you.
The bag,
and wasn't
the
with
bag
the
was
stuff.
moist, but it was moist a week ago.
Well,
so.
okay, we said that, but then I was like, it's not gonna come up till we get our shit back, so I might as well just submit to it being with our shit.
That's fair.
Okay.
It didn't make sense for him to have this thing that has quite a lot of clothes in it.
A moist bag's on the table.
Sure thing. Yeah. While I took some time away from the group to think, I decided to grab some of these. We've all been traveling together for a while. I think you all have saved my ass a few times. I like to think I've saved all yours a few. I mean, I'm sure, maybe more than a few, but point is, that I feel like his time is right. Maybe a little soon, but I've got a good feeling about y'all. So, assuming, maybe this is a lot. Looking at who, so I'm like, all right, this was before we met you, so you're not included in this. I'm sorry. I didn't really know.
That's okay.
Okay.
I'm just happy to be here. And she leans into Stavik slightly.
Yeah, awesome.
I love it.
Great. So, anyway, yeah. I talked a bit about my old crew, and you all said that, you're not exactly my old crew, and that might be true, but I would like to still offer these up. I'd like to, with your acceptance, make you all honorary members of the Red Scarves.
What the fuck is that?
Pull out some scarves. Oh, well, I mean, it's just being a member of the sickest crew around.
I've got bad enough health as is.
I mean it in a figurative sense.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Oh.
sick is in, like, really cool. Really great.
That's
Bitchin'.
stupid. I understand bitchin' better than sick.
It's kind of the same thing.
The one sounds
I mean,
gross,
yeah.
though.
Well, then whatever. You can be part of the most bitchin' crew around as well.
Never mind, it doesn't make it
The-
any
the-
better.
The most dastardly, daring do-badders that ever did.
Oh.
You get the point.
You are not selling this for me, Valentino.
Well, I, for one, would be honored to be part of such a crew.
Important thing is that it means we tight.
Louie crosses his legs under the table.
Are you tight?
And thank you, Zu'lin. I'll go and fetch out Zu'lins. They all have these slightly different, like embroiderings towards the ends, symbols that are somewhat like tied to you. I didn't really think about what the details are because I figured they're probably pretty abstract. So even if I did, I wouldn't know how to fucking explain them. But yeah, I'll pull one out that's marked for Zu'lin and head over to him and hold out.
Yeah, Zu'lin will grab it and wrap it around his neck.
What suits you well?
What color is it? It's red?
It's red.
They're all red.
Why would
The re-
red scarves be wearing red scarves?
Scarves? I know what.
Yeah. you don't have, like, a green one or, like, a yellow
Green
one, maybe?
scarf for the red scarves?
You were blue. You're asking for green and yellow?
I think
It
it would
matches
look awesome on you.
his hair,
His hair's
eyes.
orange. I mean, I understand the eyes part for green, but...
Yeah.
Well, it is quite nice. Reminds me of the scarves my mother used to make.
Yes, I found some seamstresses back in Graham forgets names. What the fuck?
Saraibo?
Saraibo, yes.
I will say the quality is quite much more superior. Audrey was not exactly the best seamstress.
I found the best I could.
And Zu'lin just like tightens it so it's like wraps properly around his garb.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, bro. That's a cool gesture. And hey, it means we all match now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bastion takes it,
we don't have
wraps it
to
around.
wear it, right?
You don't have to.
Cool.
It's up to you.
I mean, maybe you could wear it as, like, a belt?
No.
That's what Stavik was starting to do.
Louie just puts it in a bag.
Maybe, like, we could use it as part of your arm wrap or something. I don't know.
Use it as a tourniquet.
Actually, I'm... once I sew my new outfit up, I'm probably just gonna leave the arm exposed if I need to use fire to keep you all safe again.
All right. I don't want you to hurt yourself.
If
I
we wrap
guess.
my arm in the scarf, it'll probably get burned eventually, so I feel as though that's a bit rude to Valentino, to be honest.
Just pull out like the ends of mine. They're all torn. And be like, they see a little wear and tear.
Yeah,
happens.
but last time I came to, sort of disintegrated everything that was on my right arm.
If you don't want to wear it, you don't have to wear it. I'm not making you do anything.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on it.
I can tell. Well,
Hey, I think it's pretty cool. Thanks, bro.
of course. I felt like I had more to say about this in my head, but I guess that's that.
Well, what does it mean to be a red scarf? What exactly does it entail? Is this some sort of contract?
No, there's no sort of contract. It's a... The Red Scarves were like a found family for me, so...
Are we replacements for people who aren't with you anymore?
Replacements? I don't think you could replace them, and I don't think anyone could replace you.
Mm,
But
debatable on that second part.
I don't see how anyone could replace you.
Well, there are those face stealers and doppelgangers.
They're doing a pretty shitty job of it.
They probably just don't want to. Never mind.
But it's more of a symbolic thing.
Well,
Red scarves stick together, stick up for each other.
Louie takes the scarf and just ties it to his satchel that he carries around that has all his stuff in it, pretty much. There.
Now tell me, friend, was it you who originally founded the Red Scarves, or was it a band that you joined yourself?
No, I'm afraid I can't take that honor. They found me.
I would like to make a history check.
Sure.
If I've ever heard of the Red Scarves.
Yeah, go for it.
There we go. That's a 24.
A 24 is pretty good, but this is a would you agree, Grem?
I might
that
have
this
heard
is
of them. I don't know
fairly
where Zu'lin's traveled through.
limited, like it's limited to like one city, basically.
There was a little more than that. It was like
Okay.
part of a coast.
Mm.
It was all the way from there to Moscova.
Okay.
What would I've heard it from Kanyas?
Probably not.
Okay.
If you're traveling elsewhere, you might have heard it passing through.
Yeah, probably not then.
Yeah, probably.
Unless they are known in the like criminal underground or anything, in more seedy talk.
Not on a 24.
Yeah, I don't think they got any big enough hauls or heists to really be that infamous. So sadly, yeah,
Okay.
24 is not going to get you much information. You may have heard the phrase or the name before, but you don't have any information to connect it with.
I have heard of Red Scarves before, but only in clothing boutiques.
Mm-hmm. Or in a candy.
No, from now on, Zu'lin's gonna go into clothing boutiques and see a red scarf hanging out and be like, I see.
Pointed out.
Yeah. Where's my discount?
it's just fabric that was just cut. It's not even like edged or seamed in any way.
Just some red blankets.
It's just felt.
The red blankets.
Just cut up. It's a scarf.
They are the bigger group.
So it's just sort of like every person you travel with wears one of these because you wear one?
No, you are the first after my old crew had to split up.
And they just split up. They didn't die.
So we're not gonna like
No.
run into the other red scarves or something, and then be like, "Hey, why are you wearing scarves? Like that's our thing."
I don't think so. I think
Oh,
they
okay.
would totally get it.
Oh, cool.
They're all cool.
All right.
I think there's a bit too many questions based on this nice gesture that our friend has initiated.
Yeah, it's appreciated, bro.
Apologize. I'm not used to nice gestures not coming with something
Some kind of
worse.
cost.
Yes.
Yes, I understand. I've lived in that world. I know a lot of people who have been stuck in that mindset.
Well, when it's the majority of your life.
Yes. I mean, there were some that we worked with that were very much like there was a cost to everything. But me and the scarves, at least as far as I knew, had kind of the opposite attitude. Take freely, give away freely.
I can respect that kind of life.
Yeah. Oh, you mean you're a perfect fit, Bastion.
Oh, thanks, bro.
Honestly, you all kind of remind me of some of them. Not the one-for-one match for sure, but there's a lot of overlap.
Oh, hey, if you ever want to, tell us about them or anything about where you're from, I'm always interested in hearing about it.
Oh, I couldn't. I mean, I've tried to regale all the adventures I've been on. I imagine it gets boring after a while. Someone can only be up to so much incredible shit before it all blends together.
Okay.
In either case, Zu'lin's going to rise to his feet and put his mask back on. Stavik, and friend, and I'll look at Husa. Is it alright if I separate you from your mate for a moment?
Husa looks to Stavik.
Yeah, of course. Sure.
Oh, would it be alright to talk to you in private?
Of course.
And Zu'lin will walk to the outside. We'll just say that we're to the
Okay.
outside.
Yep, you got it.
I must say, friend, I am quite enthused. Even with how much I've thought about everything regarding Husa. The foresight that you have implemented is quite astounding. And obviously, it would be quite risky for Husa, being such a fresh leaf, as it were, on the surface. Having yourself and taking the place of, I suppose, a mate would keep her quite safe, although the eventual heartbreak will be something you will, of course, have to deal with, but it's something to deal with in time.
That was way more brutal than anything Xander or Louie said.
I kind of want to go crawl under a rock at the moment.
That's too bad. Plays Stavik.
Like, I'm.
What do you mean by? I mean, I would assume yes, heartache is a normal thing of life, but why are you? You're. I'm not sure I necessarily follow your line of reasoning.
Oh, I assumed you took such drastic steps to keep Husa safe. Is that incorrect?
What? How safe in what way?
Do not worry about it, friend. And I'll slap your shoulder 3 times and head back to the table.
I am very, very confused. I think I've caused more problems for myself.
Just assume that, like, whenever you do anything, I'd seem like probably safe. Even when things feel like they turned out great, just be like, I'm loving this feeling right now. I don't want to think about the eventual problems I definitely caused.
As they were off talking, Xander pulled out a teal feather that's kind of tucked behind his ear, and he's going to reach into kind of like the middle section of his hair, and he's going to tie it back in there.
That's pretty.
Hmm?
The feather? I think it's pretty.
Oh,
What
thank you.
kind of bird does that come from?
I'd like to make a check.
You're not here yet. It's while you guys are talking.
Shit!
Yeah,
I want to make a
that's true.
check.
Bitch!
What would it be? Perception?
Knowledge, nature.
Nature. Never mind, I lied.
I
don't know
got
anything.
it.
But my nature's so good.
You can make the check when you get back.
If
No,
we can
you
see
already
it.
put it away.
21.
What do you think? Would a 21 get it?
Me? No.
There ain't nothing natural about that.
I don't think there's
Bigger
anything
question.
natural about that feather.
Okay.
Are harpies even birds?
I mean, I assume the nature check would be able to determine if it was a bird or a harpy.
Are harpies not birds?
Yeah, Vera always said they were birds.
Oh no.
Yeah. Fair was always very clear that they were birds.
Yeah, and Vera's always right when it comes to racial things.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean,
As we
the
found
fact
out in
that
the Christmas special.
Vera being blatantly racist should not be used as evidence about whether or not they are or are not birds. Like, she could have just been right on accident this time.
Well, Beardy, is she right on accident? Survey says.
Well, that's a good question. So, what's the feather from?
It is a teal feather from Soliana Polyhymnia during the Halloween special of 2024.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, it's a teal feather, okay.
Okay.
I was gonna ask what color
I found
it
it
was,
in
but I
my
thought it was
inventory.
mentioned.
Just showed up in your inventory?
Yeah, literally.
Okay.
Yeah, that does look really nice. I don't know why, but looking at it just makes me think of Louie in a dress.
Fucking
Reminds me of this weird
excuse
dream I
you?
had. It's this weird dream I had.
No, fuck you.
I mean, it was pretty cool. It was like our normal adventures. Everything was kind of how it normally is, except for you were a girl.
Is this what you think of me?
It's a dream, man. I don't get to choose how it goes.
Oh.
I just get to choose how it ends.
Did it end well?
Of course. I was in it.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Does Valentino even know what the end of the dream was?
No, but it presumes he was still in it, so it must have gone well.
So, would any of us be able to figure out that feather, Beardy?
Well, that's a great question. So, that was a feather from Soul?
Yep.
Well,
Well, now this raises the question: where did Soul's family get the fucking blue feathers from?
Oh.
It's from Misha!
Yeah,
Baby
what, did you make a
girl.
plane-
Yeah.
The
a
original
plane check?
angel.
Then I would think a nature check on a 21 is probably
Would
not
fail.
going to identify that. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Zu'lin and Stavik are having a conversation in the corner.
Mhm.
Stavik is quite confused.
mm-hmm.
Why was I the only girl?
I don't know.
Well, what about Bastion?
What about Bastion?
I don't know. I was just hoping he was a
You
girl
thinking
too.
he made advances towards girl you? I don't think he did.
Oh God, no! Bastion would never do that.
Yeah, totally. Never do that. I'm sure. Yeah.
What was that?
What was what?
Your reaction.
Well, anyway.
Oh,
I
okay.
had some shit in my throat. It's fine.
All right.
I assume I return to the table.
Yeah, you guys get back by then. A knowledge nature is going to tell you that that is a very strange feather that does not appear to be from any bird you've ever seen.
So it is a
21.
harpy. Oh.
We'll tell you that it's from a very strange bird, if it's from a bird at all. But it seems very like very solid, like very well put together, and very sturdy for a feather.
It's a penguin feather.
That's it.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Well, it's pretty.
Thank you.
I don't recognize it, though. I guess I haven't read enough.
Well, perhaps if you find the right book.
Got any references?
Maybe that love could help you.
We'll see. Tomorrow. If we have time besides the fair.
We
I'm
have time.
actually really excited about it.
Really, is there plans you have in some shopping excursions?
I'm gonna buy myself some fabric to make my next outfit, actually. The last one I
Nice.
kind of bought when I was first leaving where I came from. So, you know, I want this one to be mine.
So wait, you sew clothing, but you didn't make that?
Huh?
You did what you're wearing right now? You did not
Oh,
make?
no, I bought this makeshift stuff for...
But you do sew clothing.
No. I was gonna buy cloth at the trades
Well-
fair tomorrow.
If you just get cloth and you don't know how to sew, then it's going to not
Well,
go look great.
I do know how to sew, but I thought you were asking if I was selling clothing.
No.
Sorry.
No. I mean, this look is immaculate. I can't change it. But that's still really cool.
His ears are getting a little pink. It's just something you have to learn sometimes when you take care of yourself.
Yeah. Is there anything like in particular you're thinking of? Like what kind of fabric you want to get? Something like tough, something like soft, something like flowy. What are you thinking?
Louie, for a moment, just stares across the table at Xander, but he's definitely not staring like at Xander's face. He's looking at the cloth fabric that he's wearing. I guess I don't know if I'll be able to afford silk or anything, but fabrics that probably match well with that. And
If you don't got money for silk, I can lend you some cash.
the fuck is cash?
It's like an overarching term we use
For
for gold,
gold.
and
Okay.
silver,
Um,
copper, and just in general.
I'm hoping I'll have enough. We'll see tomorrow. It's hard to tell when it comes to a trade fair, but I'm probably gonna stick with the purples so that I can keep someone in my memory.
Makes sense.
And Louie's going to untie the slightly singed marigold belt around his waist and kind of put it on the table, and probably find something to repurpose this, I guess. It's not exactly whole anymore since my incident, so I'll need to find a better way to honor it and probably not have it on my right side at all.
Yeah, maybe get you something that's like fireproof. That'd be cool.
Do you think they have fireproof silk here?
Maybe. I mean, we could always ask the merchants and see which ones are like resistant and all that.
Do you think there's ways to enchant fabric to do that? I know nothing about enchanting, of course, but
Oh, I mean, I'm sure like wizards can do all kinds of stuff. I mean, magic can pretty much do anything, right?
I don't know. Maybe?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you opposed to wearing like metal? Like not so much to be armor, but that wouldn't restrict your movements. But like these.
Louie's going to pull up his shirt slightly and show off like the chainmail he's wearing
Oh,
under.
there you go. Yeah. So clearly you're fine with it.
It's fine.
I mean,
Although if you were
that's pretty
to-
heat resistant.
Well, it depends on how much heat is put into it. If it's
Yes.
covering the entire arm, there's a chance that it may linger, causing further burns.
Well, that's why I was going
I-
to keep the arm itself open, but at least the right side of my clothing on my chest, I'd rather not be exposed at all. So, it's silly. I'll see what they've got and go from there. Thank you, Bastion.
Yeah, whatever. I'm
It's
just
a good idea. I didn't
I
think
was
about
just curious. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, I'm excited too. They're probably gonna have all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, maybe like different kinds of foods or like.
Oh, I can't wait to try some sweets, to be honest.
Maybe they'll have like rare books too.
What
Yeah.
kind of rare books are you looking for?
Nothing. He just like looks down and looks away from you.
It's like a little kid.
Yeah. Just like a little kid looks away from you.
Anyways, I'm also probably going to be looking for spells or rare books.
Cool.
These the same rare books that Bastion is. If of course it is, you could join forces, I would presume.
I guess we could.
Yeah, maybe we could go halves on a book.
Sure. We'll
Yeah.
have joint custody. That's never gone wrong before.
Yeah. We each get it 3 days a week, and then we share it on Sundays, right?
Wow. A lot of relationships being built at this table, it seems.
I think we're just joking.
Yeah, no, that one we could not possibly see happening. We already went over this.
Hoose's head just kind of tilts to the side.
I'll turn my head to match it. Just like, what? Huh? What's weird?
Louie is gonna just put his mouth over his face slightly, but it's getting more red.
Well, in either case, I suppose we should offer a toast for finally making it to this town.
This cursed town. Or maybe the way was cursed. Either way, we're here.
Yeah. To Rosalejo.
And Zuma will hold up his wine that he is drinking.
Does anyone
Bastion
want
will
this
join
mead? It's too sweet for me.
I mean, if you're not going to drink it,
I'll switch it with your ale.
all right.
Deal. Just switch drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. You've drank most of this.
This is a bad
yeah, you
trade.
You should have checked it before you traded me, bro.
Jerk.
Oh, this is too sweet.
Right? It's
Yeah.
just too much honey. Yeah.
It's
Whoever...
like whoever made this did not know balance of flavors.
Not at all. It's just honey. It almost feels
Yeah.
thick with
I'll
how
finish
much...
it for you.
Yeah, go for it.
Honestly, I don't think you're going to like it, but here.
Here. Down the whole thing.
I
Yeah,
think-
you're right. Yeah, that's kind of...
I think Valentino can put anything in his body.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
Not anything.
There are some things that would not dare enter Valentino.
What the fuck? Okay.
Check on
I'll
my
leave it
bingo.
What the fuck does that mean?
Well, what about you guys? Is there anything you guys are looking for at the trade fair? I know we sort of just learned about it, but I think it's really exciting. I've never really been to a festival like this, so
Do you think it will be open at night?
yes. Maybe. Perhaps.
Then I should
I
like to
think it
see
will
it
be.
too.
It's like a little old granny standing behind Louie that answer.
He just choked it out. He was trying to say it normally.
Well, I suppose if they have any interesting alchemical creations that I am not capable of providing myself, I might be looking for that then.
I'm trying to. I've been trying not to do this, but it's been like 3 fucking weeks since we did this game, and I can't remember what it was. Was it just a regular trade fair, or was it like a specified?
It
Kind.
seems to be some kind of festival/fair that is some kind of joint celebration between this city and like the Parthenian city just across the border.
Right. All right. Now I remember with all the flags and shit. Yep.
Yeah. So there's like there's like dual flags everywhere in the city right now.
I'm not going in with expectations. The surprise is half the fun of these things.
I agree. I think. Yes.
I like to just walk around and see what kind of crazy shit you find. Usually the stories from the merchants are the most valuable things. Those are free.
I hope I can find maybe perhaps one of those wands you were talking about, Zu'lin.
Did you say wands?
Yes,
Oh,
Say
Vons.
wands.
are you referring to a wand of arm then?
Correct.
It would be quite useful to you. And
Yes, it
potentially
would.
put less strain on our friend, as I motion to Xander.
I would very much like to ease the responsibility to keeping me alive. Well, big air quotes.
Well, we'll have to hope that there's some more magically capable vendors, but if there's not, I'm sure we could find one at Pentris.
I
If-
mean, this is a city in itself. It's if they're not being vended, I mean, there's gotta be a magic shop somewhere, right?
I suppose
This is
you're
true.
right, friend.
I mean, if not, then they're seriously lacking. But I also don't know what the correct regimen it is per city, per capita, per country. Exactly.
Hmm.
It's not standard. There's nothing standard about any town, especially not here.
I mean, most towns have wells at least, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's like a bunch of standard things. They have like a city hall, and they have like, some kind of place to get food or water.
Not every town has a city hall.
A jail.
I mean, every
most
town
most
has
towns
some
have at
kind
least
of, like,
something.
Center of government, or if it get chieftain's hut even.
Hmm.
I heard
And
those
those,
like
Makes the
weirdos out
town.
in the Free States don't, because they're just like
Hmm.
some kind of weird like mercantile collective or some shit.
Yeah. No one's really.
Well, I mean, they still follow the rules in the Free States.
What are the rules?
Have the most
don't
money,
know.
I guess.
I don't know what the fucking rules are.
The golden rule, the rule that all beings follow naturally because people naturally want to be good.
Yeah, whoever has the most gold makes the rules.
No.
That's,
It is
No.
that's
kind
what
of
that
like
means.
that.
No. No.
Yeah.
No.
It is quite accurate.
I meant the moral golden rule where you
Yeah.
do good things because that's the right thing to do.
Both are alive in the Free States.
I mean, I've heard it both ways.
That was actually a big thing that we Red Scarves took care of, was making sure that the intent behind the place was lined up with the practice, I suppose.
That was vague.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was summarizing a lot that I realized right there. We did
So,
our
like,
part too.
I did a thing where I talked to a guy where I once did a thing, you know?
So
Well-
like, how did you meet the Red Scarves?
Well, they found me,
Okay.
like I said.
Like where were you? Like how'd that all go down?
Well, I was not in great shape when they found me. I had,
Why? What happened?
I'm not sure if now is really a great time to talk about that. I don't want to bring the mood down.
Oh,
I
I'm
was
really
in
good
a
at
low
that. It's
part of my
okay.
life.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you the story about my
I'll let
my
you be
ex.
the expert.
Go on, Bastion. If Valentino doesn't want to talk.
Oh, I was just like saying like if you want to trade stories, like I'm totally down.
Well, I'm fine talking about the scars. Just what happened immediately beforehand is it's not a great topic. It's not relevant anymore. It's ancient history.
Okay.
Sounds like he doesn't want to talk about it.
All right. Well, I'm
What if
not
I
going to
don't?
force you.
Where
But yeah,
was I?
then you got found.
Yes, they found me off the side of the road. I was traveling my own at the time.
Okay.
Taught me a lot about how fucking awesome I am.
Well, that's good.
Time when I probably needed it.
I'm glad that you had a group that you could depend on and that was able to depend on you when it mattered.
Well, I could for a time. It turns out you can't depend on everyone or anyone for everything. But yeah, I agree. I mean, I was very lucky. Don't get me wrong. They were a good crew. We did a lot of good together. I guess what I was failing to say before, we did a lot to rebalance the economy, make sure that things were as fair as they were set out to be. Anywhere you'll find that money equals power, even when it's not supposed to. But well, everyone has the power to obtain some money.
So I assume you were in the business of liberating funds then? Is that correct?
Among other things, when we weren't liberating people.
From where?
Well, from what?
From
And,
what?
Their circumstances, their oppression.
I give up. Louie stands up. All right.
You want a simple answer for everything?
I
Like it's
want
all one thing?
a real answer from different aspects of your life. I mean, Valentino, I'm going to be honest. You just said the same thing twice about what the Red Scarves did.
And it was not clear to you either time?
It's just vague.
What do you expect me to say?
Tell me a story. A real story.
Sure.
One with truth. And it doesn't have to have a happy ending, but I don't really know you otherwise, you know?
I tell you true stories all the time.
Alright.
give
Here's
you
what I
some-
know about you. You are a halfling. You have a cousin that visited us in Sarajevo. Very briefly. You like many gods, it seems, including Mellifera and Gigarian for some reason. You traveled with some people named the Red Scarves. I'm assuming your favorite color is red, but I wouldn't know. You've never told me. I don't know what your favorite food is. Let's see. You liberated people from circumstances.
Oh, he has a sword named Trouble.
You have a sword named Trouble and another one you talk to.
I feel like I know about the same amount about you.
Really?
I know that you have a sister. Had a sister. I know that you did not have a sister. All right, good. That's great. That you did not get along with your parents. That you're from somewhere west of here. And that you got in trouble with the law in Sejun and got out of it because of somebody helping you.
I'm guessing Proto.
Yeah, I mean, presumably.
Bastion, do you know anything else other than what Valentino said?
I mean, you've told me some stuff, but I mean, I don't know if that was like in confidence, so I'm not really at liberty to say.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't told me more than that. I've got the impression you've told other people plenty more.
I give what people give.
I was in the impression it was the other way around. I was getting the sense that you're doing a leave be and let be left alone kind of thing.
Louie shrugs.
When we first met, you seemed very uncomfortable with questions. So I figured.
I
fine,
thought
no
you all were
questions.
gonna kill me. I'm gonna be honest. I was.
We still might.
Oh well. If I were going to kill you, you'd be dead already.
No one's killing anybody, all right?
All right.
So, all right. Because if we were going to do that, like, we should have done that way back at the crossing, you know? Like, nobody's killing anybody. I'm going to get some drinks.
Yes,
Anybody want anything?
please. Whiskey, please.
Bastion gets up and heads over to the bar.
Louie sits back down.
Husa looks over to Stavik. Why would you need a wand that hurts people?
Oh, no.
You silly! I need a wand that hurts me.
Let him speak.
You are a warrior. Should you... you would fight with your sword, not with a magical wand.
That is correct. I would not use that against anyone. I mean, other than myself.
I don't understand.
He's just scratching at the table.
Well, so Xander, have you seen when Xander heals everyone, correct?
Yes. I have
So-
seen that.
So, unfortunately, if he were to try to heal everyone in the same manner, it would harm me.
And why is that, Stavik?
I'm not sure I understand. Why would your friend wish to harm you? She says, like turning her head to look over at Xander.
No, Xander would never want to. Well, unless I deserved it, intentionally harm me. And he gives a kind of like a little glance over to Xander, like a knowing kind of glance. Unfortunately, I believe you are not privy to this information. You're
You can
going
fix
to
that.
need to.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I'm doing right now. So, what's up?
Yes?
I'm going to need to take a very deep breath on this. And he looks over to Louie. Would not alive be correct?
Can you just use literal fucking words? Or I will do it for you.
I am. And he'll just take the glove off.
Ugh. Louis stands up and looks like he wants to yank off the hood and then grabs his hand and sits back down.
And he
Stavik, when you pull your glove off, exposing the onyx-covered skeletal frame of your body, Husa is going to stand up and take a step away from you immediately.
No need to be frightened, dear. Oh, some of us have different curses than others, it would seem.
You are cursed?
Yeah.
No, it would be. I think it'd be worse than that. If you'll sit down, I will tell you the whole story. At least to the best of my knowledge.
He is perfectly safe, I can assure you.
I I don't understand. When did this happen?
A long while ago, actually. So, please sit with us.
She looks at the chair and looks at you and remains standing.
Huso, would you prefer my chair?
I'm having trouble understanding how... Why?
So, and Stavik will explain the long story of how he came to be this way. I awoke. I ventured from Ville to Parthenay and met with everyone here and.
We met in Burgos. Parthenay's up
Burgos.
north. Please forgive
Sorry,
him.
my
His
apologies.
memory isn't quite his own.
Also, point of clarification.
Hmm.
I just want to know, in this story, does Stavik mention Ito whatsoever?
Yes.
Okay.
He gives the time frames. He gives all the he doesn't hide anything aside from who Louie and Xander's connection to him.
Mm-hmm. And you also mention your offspring?
Correct.
Okay.
Valentino was just watching this like.
You can see, as Stavik is telling this story, Husa's face just becomes more and more unreadably stone-faced. Pardon the pun.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
No, you Stavik.
You can't take her from her.
We're a silly bunch. We have fun.
Anyways.
But when you finish telling your story, she blinks a few times and looks at you and says, "You already have a mate, and you already have offspring. Why? Why would you tell me that I need air?" And she is going to step away from the table and head outside.
You know, she's a young kid, but you know, it's a good question.
That went better than I expected.
We'll see.
Certainly could have gone worse. I mean, it went great. That was.
I mean, you
Just-
only entrapped
I
her
will
for a couple of
remember this.
hours.
Stavik will stand up and and he'll
It's
just walk
something
out.
we all
He'll
laugh
walk.
about time.
He'll
Well, that's
walk
right, Rose.
out.
The bar took longer than I thought. Here you go, everybody. And Bastion sets down a whole round of drinks.
Thank
Oh,
you,
fantastic.
Bastion.
Yeah.
Well, since Husa and Stavik aren't here, I'm sitting on the table side here.
Haha, move your feet, lose your seat. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
I was never fond at sitting at the end of a table unless I had to be a little mean.
If you'll excuse me, I'd like to try and check on our friend. And
Go
Will's
ahead.
gonna follow outside.
Outside's to the north.
Oh, I thought that was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now he's going to the bathroom. He's just crying in
Well,
there.
that's where we went outside last time.
Yeah.
Look at them go.
Different map. Yep. This is all good. So as you head outside, you can see Husa is pacing back and forth beside some trees and shrubs just to the east of the entrance of the building. But Stavik and Zu'lin, you head outside and you can see her nearby.
Stavik will
she's-
go out.
You can see she's wiping her face with the back of her hand.
Stavik will go out and he will sit down. crisscross applesauce.
They just staring at her, or
No, just wait. Actually looking to the ground, waiting.
And what's Zu'lin doing?
Well, once Zu'lin sees that both of them are out here at the same time, he's gonna go fucking back to the table. That's fucking awkward.
You head back to the table, Zu'lin?
Zu'lin's movement was based on us going to the other side of the building.
Yeah.
Well,
Alright,
meanwhile... Oh, go ahead.
I've got. So how about the time that we had our fucking the Scarves and I did a impromptu charity run, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
How'd that go?
So we have there's this guy going down Main Street
a guy.
with a whole like caravan of merchant coming up from Ville, and he's got the whole caravan of wagons going through. So the rest of the crew and I decide we're going to follow a usual gig. Usual operation is a couple of us play distraction. Someone gets underneath, opens it up once it gets over a manhole, and then we take a couple chests down and bring them in the sewers, right? So Nia and I are on distraction. We each seduce one of the guards. It goes great. Honestly, they left me a letter. We talked again later. It was a great time. Thing is, Irisa and Karnak were the ones on the chest duty, and Irisa was new to the crew at the time, so we did not know what the fuck she was about. And we found out real fast as they got the chest open. She slits the bottom of one of them open, puts the manhole back up so they spills all over the street, and scares off the horses, starts yelling on the street for people to come in. All of a sudden, people start running up and grabbing gold off the streets. Me and I realized that, oh shit, the whole thing's fucked, but we don't want to leave with nothing, so we have to get like mid seduction, jump up, grab our bags, and we're like a couple of assholes just shoving gold into these sacks while the guards are running up. Fortunately, there were so many people out there that we were able to get a clean escape, no problem.
No one
fuck
was
was
hurt
around
though,
you?
right? What?
I mean, none of us were. I didn't see nobody get hurt.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
I don't.
things like that. Yeah, we didn't do that again. We gave her a talking to.
Yeah, I was wondering if that caused a bit of a problem for the innocents, but okay. Yeah.
Yeah, well, some of the things you guys say about Mellifluence are definitely true. They can be kind of fucking wild.
You're probably the first Mellifluent I've met.
I wouldn't really say. I mean, I'd say to ingratiate myself, but like I don't have like a book or anything. I keep being told there isn't a book, and I'm like, that can't be right. There's got to be a book
Well-
somewhere.
There's definitely one at the library.
Yeah, they didn't tell me anything new though.
Mm.
I was combing over it.
Yeah.
That over glorified pamphlet.
You'll certainly have a chance to learn a little bit more about Mellifera soon enough, though.
Maybe I'll take up that opportunity. So if I run into any of the old crew again, I can know what we're talking about. Well, at least know what she's talking about.
I suppose you could potentially give them pointers on their mead then.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Well, I will say I do actually know a lot about Pentress since I was headed that way originally. I like doing my research when I have a main point of interest in a country. I can show you a lot of historical areas there, at least of the things I've read. When we get there, obviously.
I too have connections to that city.
Who?
The Horse Vistal.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Mister.
All right, that's fine then. What do you?
I also have connections to the city.
Who with you?
I can't say.
Hmm.
I know I gave these scarves to the right people.
How about you, Bastion? Any connections to our next town?
Nah, never been. I don't think, at least. If I was, I must have been really drunk. But no, I don't think I've ever been there. Heard about it though. Apparently, it's a decent place. I guess.
Now. Used to be a
He shrugs.
shithole. Apparently.
mean, Lots of places are shitholes. I grew up
Especially
in
in Burgos.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would call it a, as you said, shithole. I've heard that it's quite thriving at a time. A pinnacle of, I suppose it's
I said
innovative.
it was a shithole.
Well, yes, indeed, this is what I heard
Okay.
from you.
Look, when we get there, I'll tell you all that I know about it. It's always fun teaching people things anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to learn. Should be a cool place.
What have you done with my bastion?
What?
You're
I'm just
excited to
saying, like-
learn.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's like new drinks there. I mean, who knows? Maybe they have some kind of like honey dessert or cake or thing or like treat or sweet. I mean, you never know. Everybody's got their own little claim to like culinary fame, right? So like, maybe Pinterest has got something awesome. Maybe it'll be as good as whip cakes. Probably not,
Probably not.
but I can hope.
That does sound
What you
really
thinking,
good,
bro?
though. You started talking sweets at me.
Yeah, yeah.
I like them. I don't know.
Hey, me too. Yeah, I think we're sharing the same sweet tooth.
Anything happening outside, by the way?
Meanwhile,
I don't want to tear away.
warming up the ball kicking machine.
I don't want to steer away from the real show here.
Thank you. Thank
so
you, Xeno.
Stavik, you are sitting crisscross applesauce about 50 or so feet away from Husa, who is pacing underneath a tree, going back and forth. She's mumbling or talking to herself, and she's wiping her face pretty regularly.
Stavik
either
wants to give
doesn't
them their
notice
space.
you- She either doesn't notice you or does not care that you're sitting there, but she's not approaching you.
Stavik will give a not obnoxious but a audible cough.
What? Are you sick now too? On top of being dead?
I want to give you the space that you wish, but I want to be available if you wish to talk.
Well, come here then. Don't sit
Stand
over
up.
there like a frightened pet.
Not frightened, just
Well, then act like it. Come here. Stand before me and talk to me. Tell me
Fair.
why. Why?
I wish. Could you clarify about why?
Why would you... I'm not sure exactly how to say this. Why would you agree to be my mate if you can't?
Are you looking for companionship?
She
Would not
blinked a few
would not
times.
start. It would start. That is how it is, as to my understanding. It is done. I mean, when this was many, many, many years ago for me, but you start with just companionship, correct?
Answer me. Are you capable of mating?
No.
Then she just holds her arms out like to her sides as a gesture of like. Then why would you? Then why? I don't understand. If you cannot be my mate, then why would you go through the steps? Why would you perform the acts? Why would you say the words? Why deceive me?
There's no deception. It is not meant to be deceiving.
You have deceived me. And now you have trapped me. Why?
You okay there, Keni?
Keep going.
You
Keep
okay?
going. Don't mind me. I'm just breathing. It's cool.
Yeah. Were you okay? I mean, I'm. She started the ball kicking machine and provided the balls.
Hold these.
Do you have not a word to defend yourself? Or are you simply going to tell me that I have misunderstood?
No, I believe I have misunderstood. And it is my error. And for that I am truly sorry.
It is too late for sorries.
Why is it too late? It is never too late to try to apologize, is it not?
Because I have goals in my life that I wish to achieve. And now, those goals are going to be much more difficult to attain.
Why?
Because you are not alive. You are not capable.
I see. Then, what in your culture would be a way to dissolve this agreement?
She looks at you like these are foreign concepts. What do you mean?
It was my error. It was my error in understanding. I do believe in my culture, it would be courting. So I misunderstood the whole, the way you intended it to be as mate. In our culture, it is, you start with interacting with people. You show affection for another. You show kindness. There are large ceremonies. So I misunderstood the steps. So, to me,
We are straightforward people. We believe in honesty and being clear with one another about one's intentions.
Then that is my error, and I do apologize.
There is only one thing then that is left to be done. She looks at you like dead in the eyes. Well, where your eyes would be if you had them.
Yeah.
I'm dead in the eyes, indeed.
Kill me.
There is only one thing that can be done now. I'm going to have to find a way to make you alive again. And she walks away.
Presumably so that she can kill you. I was like, stopping being. I was going to say something about, oh, well, the only way to break the agreement is for him to be dead. And I was like, well, also, that clearly doesn't work, though.
I want my 5 babies, and I can't get out of this now. Thanks.
She comes back into the establishment, and Husa comes back to the table and sits down where Louie had been sitting. She seems like she has been crying recently. But more than that, she seems annoyed and angry.
That's a common reaction
To Stavik?
to coming back from a conversation with him, yeah.
God damn it. Okay, you know, I'd like to say no, that's not true, but fuck me, yeah, probably right.
She sits down and she reaches for the nearest, probably not even her own, just the nearest alcohol and begins drinking it.
That's fine.
It's honey mead.
She drinks it,
Any stories?
sets it down and says, "That is disgusting.
Right? It's
It is
too much
far
honey.
too sweet." It's
That's
far
what I'm
too sweet.
saying.
Ugh.
I prefer my whiskeys when it comes to drinks.
Do any of you know a healer? A powerful one of some form?
No.
Just him. Well, I guess the two of them.
Now I have to restore this one. Just thumbs towards Stavik. I have to restore this one to life so that I may actually have the life that I wish.
And what are the requirements of said healing, or of the life that you wish to have?
Yes, please give us a step-by-step of what this life you want is so we can
Oh.
understand. It's just
Very
best
well.
that you do that so that we can understand what you're saying is all.
I understand.
Yeah.
I don't wish to be.
Obtuse.
She looks at Stavik and then looks back at the table. I don't wish to be deceitful. I will be as plain spoken as I can. I wish to have children. Quite a few, in fact. And now I find myself. She looks back at Stavik and then back at the table. In a situation where that is impossible.
Well, I wouldn't say entirely impossible. Perhaps there are things that we could all work on to mediate such a interaction. Of course, I need both of your help, of course.
I don't like it when Zu'lin says it.
I don't like
think
that.
you can assist in this?
Oh, indeed I do. There are many obstacles, of course, and much time will be needed to put in, but in some way I'm sure that we could find some solution.
Very well.
Of course, that depends if Stavik would be willing to help you in this endeavor.
He will help.
Zu'lin will look at Stavik.
She doesn't even look back at Stavik. She just says, "He will help."
Louie looks incredibly uncomfortable.
Valentino's trying his best.
You
not to
look uncomfortable.
Yeah, for different reasons.
Yeah, look, Stavik doesn't have facial expressions. You're fine.
We're free to have whatever expressions we feel in the time.
Stavik's expression is yeah.
It's terrible.
Louie looks up at Xander and, like, he looks like he's visibly sweating for a second there.
Valentino's just been chugging drinks so that his mouth is covered in full.
You know what? Louie's gonna take suit and just start drinking his whiskey and slowly shrinking down in his chair.
Bastion's already there with you. He's got an ale covering most of his face.
Sebastian, you want to? I've got you covered if you want a good run around.
Yeah,
Chug.
yeah.
There may be one additional complication, at least, in your plans, Usa.
What is that?
In addition to his wife, Stavik is also spoken for by a god.
What?
Yeah. He
She looks at Stavik. What?
some Owen shit. I don't know.
Do you promise yourself to everyone? I am a fool.
whiskey.
She has a hand on the table and just like digs her fingers in, like scratching deep, like trenches into the table.
As far as I know, it is not romantic in nature, but it is quite deep, nonetheless.
Will this other attachment further prevent him from performing his duties?
Louis staring
That's
at Stavik.
Great question, Stavik.
So Skrewy doesn't know what to say in this situation. I really don't.
We just Stavik opens his skeleton mouth and a dial tone comes out.
It's just that weird internet dial-up noise.
Yeah.
The number you have dialed is no longer in service. How would my responsibilities to Owen preclude my
I
assistance
think that's
in
what she's
other
asking
ways?
you, bro.
Do you need your hand held for everything? I'm just asking a question. I'm not trying to antagonize here. I'm just... What are your actual thoughts, Stavik?
My actual thoughts are that it was my error, as I mentioned to Husa, this is my error and understanding, and I wanted to release them from myself, from my
Don't
stupidity.
think you
And
can. Husa, can you explain to Stavik how being someone's mate works in your culture? He obviously doesn't know.
Well, when one agrees to be another's mate, a bond is formed that cannot be broken. It lasts for as long as both shall live.
Swans.
Like physical
Say,
mating,
wait
or
a
is this
minute.
like a dating thing?
I'm not alive.
What is-
Yeah, we know.
And I am.
How then can this bond be? When one half of it cannot make this bond.
It lasts for as long as both live.
You made it, then this agreement is impossible because I am not alive.
She shakes her head. The bond is made, and it cannot be broken. And I am a fool. She just sighs and grabs another drink. This one is out of Bastion's hand. And just starts drinking it down. Bastion just nods. Says, yeah,
Yeah,
she needs it more than I do.
Louis puts an arm over his whiskey protectively.
Yeah, you just hold on to that, bro. I'm
Yeah.
going to get another round.
Thank you. More whiskey?
Yeah, of course. And she finally finishes drinking the tankard of ale, sets it down, and then continues. So I am trapped. I am trapped for the rest of my life. I wished for a family, and I don't know if that's possible now. But unless my mate is able to breathe again, then I doubt it will be possible.
I don't believe any breathing will be necessary. I just need time.
I do not understand you, magic man.
No magic necessary. Well, I suppose some necromantic magic in a sense, but I can assure you my methods are quite intrusive and physical in nature instead.
She just blinks a few times.
Openly call them intrusive.
Husa, for
Yes.
what it's worth, I used to be entrapped with someone before.
I am sorry that you two fell into the same trap that I did.
Well,
What did you do with your... She looks over at Stavik and then back at you. Mate.
Louie looks up at Stavik and then back at Husa. I killed her.
She nods. That would do me little good. I think your customs are different than mine.
Yeah, they are. Sometimes people just leave. We call them partners, but I think mate is a bit more attached than some people are up here. But the person that I was forced into marriage with or entrapped, it wasn't my choice at all, and in order to get out of it, I only saw one way at the time. But I understand your grief.
I am at least glad that things are simpler for you here. That you could get out of such a thing simply by killing your mate. Or partner.
So, like, what's holding you down, really, here, though? Like, you know, how you ever feel like, you know, just bucking your social norms? You're in the surface world now. You're a surface Letakivi.
It is not entirely just cultural.
Oh.
Please enlighten us.
I am bonded now.
Is it like a biological thing? Because it might not work with Stavik then.
I think that's part of her problem.
Well, I know, but I mean, like, you might be free or whatever kind of link.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't count since he's a skeleton.
She just looks like down at the table and just sighs.
Maybe,
I
Please.
believe
There could be like stipulations.
I believe she can feel the bond. Therefore, she knows the bond is active, and it does not really matter the technicalities of him being a skeleton or undead.
Well, I mean, it was worth a shot.
She just sinks down and lets her forehead like hit the table.
On the plus side, Husa, you are probably in a group with some of the most capable people around to do what you wish to do.
Louie is looking through his spell book.
We'll get Stavik his dick in no time.
Do you think... No, never mind. Restore corpse wouldn't work. Louie just keeps flipping through his book. No, that's not right.
Well, if you would all excuse me, I have quite a bit to think about.
And as you stand up from the table and leave, Bastion returns with another round of drinks. And a whiskey for you.
Thank you.
You are quite welcome.
Louie just starts
Zu'lin-
chugging it.
Zu'lin will turn to Stavik. Does Stavik turn? Or
Yes.
notice?
Yeah.
Zu'lin will motion with his head to the door.
As Stavik, as you get up from the table and leave, Husa's just gonna like, still with her forehead in the table, is gonna mumble, "Don't entrap anyone else while you're gone."
Dude, this night has been a fucking roller coaster for her. like nothing she's ever known before.
Yeah,
Spends
everything
however
up
many
here has
years in a
been
cave.
nothing she's ever known before.
She spends however many years in the same cave with the same people, being like, one day my life will change, and then it doesn't stop changing.
And then it changes and changes and changes again,
They
and
don't
just
stop coming and they don't stop coming.
yeah.
You see, friend, this is exactly what I was talking about, although I was hoping it would occur much later. But do not think that I'm not capable of helping potentially the both of you. So, tell me, what are your thoughts on a solution?
How do you feel about stables?
Company?
First,
Why
we
did
find
they?
some meat.
Why
Then
did they
we
sell more
staple
than
the meat to you?
How do I feel? Part of me hopes that in the next encounter, I'm able to be put out of my misery so that I'm no longer their burden.
Oh, from what I've heard, it would still be a burden until they die themselves. Although, I suppose if one were to resurrect Husa in the same manner that you are, that they would be free to live their life in a way, or death, although they would not have children then either.
Zu'lin with the fucking mallet.
The cruelest of them all is the one that
Really?
has no emotion.
It's the one who's just telling him the fucking truth. Just says it as it is.
And tell me, friend, would you even consider having children with this individual?
See, therein lies the whole. Therein lies the whole crux of it. I agreed to be their mate as the first stepping stone. The idea of being a partner, to be someone to see if you're compatible with. The idea of having children with them was not on the forefront of my mind.
Of course, friend. And Zu'lin puts his hand on your shoulder. A simple mistake has turned in quite the travesty. But unfortunately, we still must find a solution. And Zu'lin will take out 2 small vials. Now, there is a potential solution, but I also have noticed that you seem to pride yourself on quite a bit of morality. Quite interesting for a mercenary, I would say, as you have referred to yourself in the past.
This is correct. I would not take the job if I felt it was unhonorable. Even if it meant we went without for a little while.
And how would you feel about taking someone's memories?
What do you mean?
And it's purely a hypothetical. Let's say that you were to be able to remove a uncertain portion of an individual's recent memory. Would you inflict this upon your newfound friend?
Are you suggesting what I think you're suggesting?
No suggestion at all, just I suppose a thought experiment.
And Stavik will start to pace back and forth.
this would allow them to live the life that they were hoping for.
Well, who knows? Such is the case with uncertain science. You receive uncertain outcomes. Of course, and Zu'lin steps closer. He kind of messes with one of his syringes and will put another syringe that has a kind of dark red sanguine liquid inside of it and insert it into the other, and it will turn the other one fully black. And as Stavik is pacing, Zu'lin will stab this into his right arm.
Dude, that's the most sinister shit I've ever heard in my life.
Oh shit!
So what?
God.
Zu'lin has imbued Stavik with a personalized strength mutagen that is capable of bonding with the undead, that being Stavik in particular. And what he will see is that he will feel a tightening, in a sense, around his bones. And
Okay.
I guess the question is, does Stavik look at it? Or what is Stavik's reaction to begin with?
So you caught him off guard, so immediately whipping his head down. So, what did you do?
He'll take out the syringe. Why don't you see for yourself?
He will take down the armor to reveal his skeletal.
And you have felt this before, but you've never taken off your garb before while under the effects of the mutagen. And what you'll notice is that it has, in a way, fused onto your bones in a kind of necrotic actual muscle. It is not living flesh, but it is in some way a muscle that is compatible with your physiology in some way.
I assume Stavik's response is,
Now, this is just, of course, a quickly made prototype in a sense, but it is a base block of something far more to come, I suppose. But on the other hand, if we were to talk about what we were considering previously, and Zu'lin will kind of putz around, spinning two vials in his hand. There is the thought experiment to consider.
So, you... Oh, buddy. Good God.
One may be safer than the other, but I could not possibly tell you which. And I suppose one would affect you, while the other would affect your friend.
What the fuck?
So, here would be my thought experiment, or my impressions on this hypothetical. So, it would be wrong to steal the memories,
So you say.
but to give them the choice of this, the opportunity to make their own choice, to offer them a way out, I think would be the way to approach it. Hypothetically.
So what you are considering is asking them if they would like to forget.
Yes.
I see. A extraordinarily simple-minded mistake, I would consider. If they were to receive such a question, they would decline based on their culture alone. I suppose you mustn't question your own morals in this case. Would it be more correct to steal their memories and allow them to have a happier life? Or
There is no
potentially
future with me. There is no future long term with me. A mistake like this that has happened. And my ignorance has potentially doomed this individual to an unfulfilled existence, at least to them.
once again, although it's a quite a simple start, and Zu'lin will motion to your arm. I believe that very little is impossible to attain with enough research. Of course, you would need to lend me your body in a way.
Ah! God, fucking laugh. So sinister.
So I suppose, Mr. Stavik, would you rather risk your own body or Hus's memories?
Oh.
Or I suppose you could both wallow in despair as well.
You bastard. You're eating this up, Beardy.
Oh, I am.
You are you having a
I'm
nice
over here
meal?
just enjoying the buffet. Yes.
Num 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 num. I do have a question.
I will answer it as best I can.
Is time a factor?
Very much so. I also can't guarantee of anyone's safety. But do not wallow, friend. And once again, Zu'lin's going to approach Stavik from the back, putting his arm around to the opposite shoulder. Why don't you take some time to decide tonight? And Zu'lin will move, or attempt to move, Stavik's hand and place the two vials. If you choose yourself, I would say let me know. But if you choose the other option, perhaps offer this as a drink. And Zu'lin will pat you on the shoulder and head back to the table.
Such a good friend.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it offers you all these free and complication-free solutions.
Yeah.
So what
Such a good friend.
in case people didn't know, the two vials are filled with 2 vials of memory potion. 2 doses. I don't know how much that will erase, because I haven't been able to test it that much.
Yeah. It's a good question.
I love the idea that Stavik asks her if she's cool with having her memory erased. She just says, "Yeah, I want to have that happen." Drinks the potion, forgets the whole thing, but remembers Stavik asking her if she wants her memory erased. It's like, I know you erased something, and I don't know what it is because I can't remember it.
Oof.
Could be. Could be. So you make your way back into the tavern, and when you do, you find Husa is still there, forehead against table. And the rest of the crew is doing what they do. And as you come in to sit down, you see that, Bastion kind of gives you a little tilt of a glass to welcome you back to the table. And as you sit down, that is actually where we're going to take our first break for the evening.
Hello, checkers and pleasers, and welcome back to Check Please.
Hello, hello. We made it. We're alive.
Some of
And,
us.
Well, some of us. Stavik, sadly, is not, much to Husa's
No.
chagrin.
Uh-huh.
Well, here we
Whoa,
are.
how'd that happen?
I don't know. This must have been some kind of misunderstanding. So, Stavik is still outside. Zu'lin has just walked back in and sat at the table. And Bastion is in the process of drinking a lot. And at this point, kind of like seemingly looking a little bit tipsy after everything. But Husa is still there, forehead against table. And it's unclear if she's crying or not.
Valentino's gonna continue with the stories, and that it's gotten so fucking awkward.
Louie has downed 3 drinks at this point, and he is thoroughly tipsy and just kind of has that far-off smile.
Stavik will make his way over to Zu'lin and lean in and ask, "How long does each vial take?"
Yet to be seen, friend.
Okay.
Okay.
Is how has Xander? What Xander hasn't drank much, has they?
Xander has not consumed a single thing.
Okay. I'm trying to quickly make a snap decision. Do I want to include Xander in on this?
I fucking swear to God, you fucking narkin piece of shit.
Vera, get out of here! This isn't a part of you to, change what Skrewy's gonna do or not do.
You know what? You're right. But if you do, I'm changing your nickname to Risen in the chat.
The narc.
Yeah.
Louie's just staring in Stavik's direction, but kind of squinting.
All right. Stavik is going to make his way over. He heard Husa say that they hated that sweet shit, right? The honey mead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would have heard that.
Husa, tell me, what would you describe the alcohols that you are more used to? I know I heard you say you don't particularly like the honey shit.
She leans up from the table, and you see her wipe her eyes again. It was a fermented paste that we would gather from minced up fish that would be left in containers for some months.
Hey, you got a boozy fish paste?
Hey, bartender, what's the worst shit you have?
Yeah. Can I have some of your? Can I root through your garbage, please?
So what you're saying is Pabst Blue Ribbon.
That's fine.
Stavik will make his way over to the bar and attempt to describe what who's basically so basically something very fishy. Not necessarily sure how best to describe it. It's
Yeah, we don't serve anything like that.
What do you think? It's Sellaway in here?
We have wine, beer, various kinds of spirits, some imported stuff from Parthenay that we got in especially for the trade fair. We don't have alcoholic fish paste. So
What
do you
is
really... Have you ever heard of anyone drinking or serving alcoholic fish paste in a bar anywhere in your life?
Well, if this were what's the name of that town that we just came from?
Rosalejo?
Saraibo?
Is
Saraibo. That's right.
Where
You guys are in
well,
Saraibo.
if this was Saraibo, they would have it. But
I mean,
Well, you're welcome
They
to
would.
go back to Saraibo. It's that way.
What the fuck did you just say about Elena?
no, she has the mug.
She has a mug.
It's true.
I should have taken it.
fine, give me the headiest, stoutiest beer you have.
Fine.
How much would it
And-
cost for me to have a bucket in the bathroom?
She goes over to a keg that's behind the bar. It's a small keg. It's like maybe about yay big, and it is instead of being made of wood like you've seen all the other kegs that you're used to seeing, this one seems to be made of rusty iron. And she takes a tankard up to it and tries to turn the little it actually has like a valve on it rather than just like a simple tap, and the valve is like stuck, so she has to like grab a towel, wrap it around the valve, and like really yank at it to get to like bust the rust off of it to get it to pour. And when it pours out, it's this liquid that looks almost black completely in color.
Yum.
And then she shuts it and hands it to you. The head on the top of it is gray.
Oh,
You can smell the metal from where you're standing.
fuck yes.
She doesn't have any right to be indignant about the fucking fish paste after this. Jesus Christ. Why does she have this?
It's a delicacy.
Sure, something.
Thank
You'd be the first person to get an ironed ale in here in a long time, but there it is. See if your friend likes the dwarven shit.
Well, you see. And he will make he will, as he's turning, pop the corks and both.
You got it. All right.
Bad decisions all around here, folks.
You head back over to the table then.
Okay, so the plan was like, I'm on this roof. We've got like 3 flags tied together and make like a rope. And Glenn's on the other one.
Jump.
But the thing is, we did not realize, like, none of us have really knew how to tie knots. Not like a sailor.
Oh, I know how
So,
to tie knots.
We got like about halfway. You should. I would definitely like to learn sometime.
What's a sailor?
A sailor is a man who likes to do his job on the ocean.
Yes, it's like a really really big lake, the ocean.
It's the
Big enough
biggest.
that, like, you can have a whole
lake.
job of just going on a specific kind of
Sometimes
vessel and just
you just
working
look
it.
for shit, and sometimes you fish.
I'm great fish.
You'd be a good sailor.
I was
Yeah,
the
you would
best
probably be a great
at
fisher.
fishing in my whole brood.
Are you
I
a
was
good
the best
swimmer?
of the fishers. Yes, reasonably. I mostly did fishing with spears, though.
Well, that works if you're like on the shoreline, probably. I think the ocean may be a little deep for that.
Yeah, I feel like it could be kind of a problem during the day as well. So anyway.
As Stavik steps back up to the table, she turns and looks at you. Oh, hello.
I tried to describe, and this is the closest they could come with. I hope it reminds you of home.
She takes it, and she looks up at you and says, "Thank you. I also hope that we can make this work." And she will take a big old drink after smelling it.
Is that smell coming from the fucking ale?
Yeah, it smells like rust. It smells metallic-y.
Stavik, I don't think that's safe to drink.
It smells like blood.
I think there is blood in this, yes.
Is it yours?
She goes back for more.
All right.
Yeah!
Yeah,
Are
I
you
like,
sure about
I
that,
like her
Ursa?
attitude.
Puzzle solving.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say, Xander?
After the second big gulp, she wipes the kind of gray foam off of her mouth with the back of her hand. It is not bad.
I'll take your word for it.
Would you like to try some?
No, I believe you. You seem like you like it
Fuck,
too
I'll
much.
try some. Bastion says, reaches, holds out a hand. Oh, here you go. And she hands the tankard to Bastion. Bastion takes the tankard, sniffs it. Oh, it smells like shit, but fuck it, whatever. Bottoms up, right? And
No.
Bastion goes in. What was that, Skrewy? What was that, Skrewy?
Why you do this?
I'm
Why
just
you
curious.
do this?
Were
How
you gonna
does Stavik react?
Did you say something? I'm not sure.
I would like to bluff tripping forward and knocking it from your hand.
Go ahead and roll a bluff check.
Let's see.
How was your
where's
bluff?
that?
I swear to God, if I see a +1.
Probably.
Skill, sorry. It's plus
No
3,
ranks,
thank you.
Untrained.
It's plus 3.
Wait, +3,
Roll it,
+3.
baby.
Do it.
Roll.
That's a 9.
That's a 9.
You're gonna keep.
Stand by. I need to see
Okay.
how many I have. I have 1 hero point.
Do you feel like a hero?
Are you
Skrewy?
really? Okay, yeah.
Come on, do it.
Yeah.
Do you
Yes.
feel like a hero?
No, I don't. But I'm
Roll
gonna
it, baby.
fucking use it.
Re-roll it then.
All right, Stavik, you have turned any hero point. You may make your re-roll, sir.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Come on. Hey, better.
13. Better.
All right. Well, you do your best to accidentally trip into Bastion,
What?
knocking the tankard from his hand and spilling it on the table as it washes
Oh.
across the wooden table,
Dude.
getting spilling off the edges and getting on people's laps.
I'm sorry. I am
Oh,
jeez.
all sums.
Dude.
I am so sorry.
Yeah.
Sure.
He
Bastion, let's
like,
get you cleaned up.
Yeah, let's. I should probably get cleaned up. Yeah.
Do you need
And
help?
Bastion stands up. Yeah, bro. Let's
I've
go.
got some magic.
Hey, thanks, bro.
Louie will kind of wiggle his satchel and check his spell book for a second, which was on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
Smells like
Stavik is trying to
metal
clean it
booze.
up.
He kind of smacks it against the chair. You see like the splattering of liquid, and he just gives Stavik the stink eye as he starts to move past.
I am so sorry.
Valentino will cast
Are you?
prestidigitation to help clean up.
Stavik?
Well, of course, I would not want you. I'm all sums.
Cool. I'm not Owen.
What?
He just keeps walking.
It kind of seemed like a self-report, but you okay, Stavik? Have you not had too much to drink? That's a little unlike you.
No, I'm. These floors are a little bit the boards, they stick up. Used to being out in the as we were out on the open road.
What? Hey, Zu'lin, what's the DC on that? What's the DC on that spell?
Oh, you tell me.
Oh, okay.
There's no stats for this.
Okay. That's fine. Keep going. So, apologies.
He's trying to clean up the mess.
As you're cleaning up the mess, like, Husa keeps smacking her lips, like, it is very bitter, but in a good way.
The bartender said it was a dwarven drink, so much more a stoutier kind of thing.
I think that sweet drink earlier must have given me a headache. I feel strange.
Oh yeah, but that mead is like crazy now. If you had a sip of that afterwards.
No.
I do think we've all been through quite enough tonight. I'm going to retire to my room to do a bit more work.
Do you... And Stavik will sit next to Husa.
She looks at you. Are you... What are you thinking?
Belle's gonna just kind of elbow Xander and like head towards do like a head gesture towards the rooms and hop down. Give these two some space.
Xander will nod to Val and stay seated.
This
Beautiful.
Just looking at him like, what are you doing, Michael?
It was never my intention to have you saddled and burdened with me.
She, like, blinks a few times, shakes her head, and says, I was hoping that you could teach me another card game.
Really?
She nods.
I think I could do that. Yes.
She takes out the deck of cards that was loaned to her and sets them on the table.
This was my older brother taught me this one. I believe the translation would be called War.
So the two of you spend some time playing children's
don't
card
laugh! I
games.
love that fucking game.
No,
I
it's
love
just how
War.
it sounds. What you say it in the accent.
Yeah.
What does war sound like with your German accent?
War?
Yeah.
Vor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a-
I don't know what you want from me. It was funny the first time. Now it's just weird.
So you spend some time playing a card game with Husa, and
Easy as
the
pie.
time rolls forward as it always does. And she seems to soften in her anger toward you as the night goes on. What's Xander up to?
Xander is just watching them for a little while. Not really saying anything, not participating in the game. But he will at some point leave very briefly to ask the bartender if they have like a paper bag or something to take leftovers.
Yeah, they can give you a small disposable container.
Great. He will pack up the food that he left untouched and give the two just a passing glance as he heads out back to the carriage.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything they would like to do over the evening of April the 28th?
If Bastion leaves after he gets cleaned up, Louie will probably spend the evening pretty much doing as he said he would, working on designs for an outfit, sort of writing. He's very drunk though, so it's a little sloppier than he probably anticipated. But yeah, if he's left alone, he's left alone.
You got it. All right, well, time will pass forward as it always does, and Stavik and Husa spend the evening and overnight hours together, talking and playing various card games. And as I said before, she does seem to lose that edge of anger she had felt earlier. And by the early morning hours, she heads back to the carriage to hop in and curl back into the fetal position as the sun comes up. So, come morning time, it will be April the 29th, and we'll just zoom ahead time to about 8 a.m. Feel free to rest your characters, reset your spells, do what you gotta do, and pick things up on the following morning. You immediately, upon waking, can hear the sound of drums and other musical instruments through the air.
Oh my god, there's so many noises of doors. What the fuck, guys?
Let's get out of the rooms. It's fine.
Jesus.
Didn't like being locked inside my room for a second there.
The family madrigal.
No.
This way.
Good morning, Xander.
Good morning, Louie.
Not that I wanna be a problem or anything, but do you remember when we were traveling like really early on and I really wasn't feeling great one of those days?
Yes.
You used some magic on me to make me feel better, and I'm not saying that you have to or anything. I guess I'm just asking if you wouldn't mind and if it's not a burden. And you are welcome to say no.
Or Louie. And Xander is going to close his eyes and start meditating.
Oh, just right there.
And about 15 minutes later, he will begin
Bing!
murmuring some words.
Louis'
under
face
his breath.
is like bright red as he's like messing with his pants and like shirt as he's standing there.
Oh!
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Louis'
And-
own clothing is what he's messing
Oh!
Yes.
with. Like he's
Okay,
wringing
I-
his shirt sleeves and oh my god,
I-
what the fuck?
I
He's having
heard
that kind of
it.
night. You can't help him. He's thinking about his precious
Jesus.
skeleton babies, all 5 of them.
So
Ugh.
Xander begins to chant a couple of words, and then he's going to snap his fingers, and next to Louie, kind of blurred over him, is a kind of dark purplish version of himself, and it is going to glow a golden color and then seem to fade into dust that is absorbed into Louie as he lesser restorations him.
Ugh,
Do some musical accompaniment to our morning while that's
very
all going
nice. Thank you, Xander. May I thank you with a hug?
Certainly.
Louie will just gently go up and hug him.
Xander will squeeze him back.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you. Oh. Is everything okay? Is
Yes, everything
everything
is all right.
safe and there's no problems happening?
Not any more than usual, Louie.
Okay. Well, I mean, you said
Not yet, at
morning,
least.
not good morning, so I thought that maybe something had happened is all. It's just how you talk.
I see.
Sorry.
No, not at all.
All right. Come on, let's go get breakfast. Or at least sit together for breakfast.
Sure.
I'll be there in just a second, okay? And Louie's gonna go back and check outside because he saw Bastion leave for a second.
Yeah, you step outside the front of the border house, and what you see is Bastion standing there, kind of like hands on his hips, like head like leaned back and standing there ever so slightly as he's like breathing in the smells and the sounds. As you can look around and see that the festival, the trade fair, has begun, and there is music, and there is drums, and there is like banners and pavilions and like streamers set up. It is definitely something crazy, even at 8 a.m. already. So apparently the trade fair starts early, and Bastion's just kind of breathing it all in.
Good morning, Bastion.
Hey, morning, bro. Check this out. Got ourselves a festival.
I'm excited. I really haven't had many opportunities in my life to be to many.
Well, you got one now.
What about you?
What's that?
Have you been to a lot of fairs?
I mean, everyone that Kanye's has, I've been to. Lots of times.
Kanye's have a lot of fairs.
I mean, like, not a huge amount, but, like, enough, I guess. They're important to go to because it's, like, you get a lot of, like, out-of-towners that come in, and they bring, like, that out-of-towner money, and it's usually good to, like, nick that from them when they're not paying attention. Because a lot of them, like, don't really, like, know what's up, and they aren't really paying attention because they're, like, so busy, like, looking at the cool stuff that they're not, like, watching their pockets, so... Yeah, they're always good days. I always ate really well after festival days.
I don't remember much of last night.
Oh, yeah?
Well, after the whole Husa situation, I kind of drank
I was going to say, like, it was pretty funny.
Sure,
I mean,
that's...
tragic, obviously, but,
yes.
pretty funny, though.
Okay, that's a differing opinion of my own.
All right. I mean, like, we'll figure something out. Like, we're a resourceful bunch, Like, we'll get it working.
Feel bad for
I
her.
guess.
She's in a similar situation that I used to be in, and I don't know. I feel bad about it.
You got out because you were able to kill your spouse, right? But, like, even if we kill Stavik, it still doesn't, like, fix the problem, I guess.
I don't think it is.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a way to fix what's happened, even.
I don't know. But hey, maybe, like, there's some way to, like, make Stavik alive again. If even for, like, a little bit. It should be enough, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we can figure something out. Like, you guys got magic and stuff, and, like, we're dealing with, like, gods and things. I mean,
Ugh.
hell, half of what we're dealing with is the god of death. So, like, if anybody's going to be able to bring someone back to life, it's the god of death, right? Because they like control death.
I think it's the other way around.
I don't know. I don't know how this god shit works.
It's pretty complicated. And
Yeah.
yet not. It's stupid. Hey.
Well, what's up?
Sorry.
What for?
There's something I've wanted to talk to you about, and it's kind of awkward. And okay,
I'm right here. What's on your mind, bro?
Bastion, you know I kind of have... Okay, I obviously have trust issues. At least I think it's obvious at this point.
I mean, yeah, like you definitely don't seem to like to let people like in, you know, into that inner world you got going on. What's your point?
So I really want to be able to trust you because I really want to be friends. And, you know, regarding the note you gave me, obviously, I think based on what you wrote, you want to be friends too, and you wanted to reestablish trust and all that stuff, right?
Sure.
You can tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, that's pretty close, yeah. Like what's on your mind? I feel like you're like running around in circles. What's up?
I've been manipulated a lot in my life, and I'm really don't want you to be a manipulator. It's not that I think you are, it's that I haven't
You
had...
want to be able to trust me, bro. Like I understand, like I'm not gonna do anything to like breach that trust, you know?
How would you feel if I asked you to partake in a truth serum that I would also drink alongside you so that it would be fair, but so that we could just make sure each other is safe?
Okay, so you wanna like drink truth drugs together and then like have a heart to heart.
Yes.
Fuck it. All right.
I asked Zu'lin to put it in alcohol so it didn't taste terrible for you.
Oh, Zuzu's making it. I'm sure it'll be good then.
I kind of helped a little. I know a little.
Oh wow. Okay. So this is like a thing you've been working on. All right.
Well,
Cool.
if you said no, I didn't want to use it, but I wanted to, you know.
Well, I mean, I'm glad you wouldn't like use a drug on me without me knowing. That'd be really shitty.
I feel like that's kind of fucked up. I mean, I know it was kind of suggested to maybe do that, but I'm not really comfortable with stuff like that.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
But no, like I'm cool with that. Like I got nothing to hide. Like I said like a couple times, I'm like an open book, bro. So like
I know,
whatever.
I know. This is more on me than it is on you, Bastion. I hope you realize it's just me. Why are you laughing?
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I just hope you understand this is more of my problem and not you as a person, mostly. You know, it's...
Yeah, bro, it's totally cool.
Shadows, like, jump out at me all the time, and I'm just terrified, and it was, well, not... Okay, maybe
Bastion looks you in the eye, reaches an arm forward, puts it on your left shoulder. Yeah. And so it'd be his right arm on your left shoulder. And he just looks you in the eye and says, "It's all right, bro. You don't have to explain anything. It's okay."
Oh.
And he gives you a smile, lets his arm drop, turns back to look at the fair, says, "This is gonna be fucking cool. I hope they have like sweets and shit." Oh man. Do you think Parthenae has like cool sweets?
Yes, they do. They do. I've
Oh,
read
man.
that they do.
Okay. We'll have to get some.
Okay.
Where's everybody else, man?
So
I
Valentino
think they're
is,
at
like-
breakfast.
In line of sight while this conversation is happening. Can I roll a perception to see if I could have eavesdropped on any part of it?
Absolutely. You may make a perception. See if you heard the whole thing. Success.
All right.
You caught every word.
He's like he sat down on the side of the stairs on the side of the podium, continued playing, and he's just been listening out of that side of his out of one ear. He's been not trying to make it obvious that he's been paying attention, but he's kind of taking note of it.
What's
Morning,
up, bro?
Good morning,
Hey.
Valentino.
Oh man, are we ready for some fare? Oh man,
Hey guys, it's about time we have some festivities.
right? Hey, morning, everybody.
Morning.
So how was last night? I'm sure you two didn't like seal the deal yet, but like, is she at least like not upset at you anymore?
Is she still here?
Oh, yes.
She's probably
she went
stoned
off
right
to-
now.
Oh yeah.
Yes, off. She's over in Zakat. And to answer your question, yes, it felt it. Now she wasn't seething hatred towards me, so.
That's a start.
progress.
So if
Yeah.
you got all of your stuff with her worked out, right? All the shall we say the meat problems. Like would the kids do that too? Turn to stone every day?
I don't know, but time will tell.
I mean, technically, Stavik is a stone too. So
True,
I
maybe
guess
they'd be
the
stoned all the
likelihood
time.
would have been higher.
So they'd be like stoned like 3/4 of the time.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
It's ITs.
What do you think, Xander? You tend to know a lot about like the world and shit. Like, do you think that their kids would be like more stone or less stone?
I think that if Stavik were to have kids with Husa, to be capable of having kids with Husa, that would likely mean that his version of stone wouldn't affect the kids that much. So I believe the only variable we need to think about is how lentikivi they would be.
Well, I mean, Feleshi Stavik might still have stone bones, right?
Yes, but I don't believe that will affect his children.
He wouldn't loan the stone bones. He would just be him alone.
That's awful.
Yes,
Stavik is
indeed.
just sitting there kind of picking at the table.
You can see the claw marks that Husa left the night before.
Yeah,
Just
that's
like-
pretty much what he's picking at.
Real awkward. You just look at everyone's laughing. You see the claws. Right.
So,
Fair. Shall we go see who's open?
yeah,
Yeah. All right. Let's
I'm-
Smells
go.
like most of them.
I'm really excited.
Bastion basically runs out of the building.
And he's gone.
Valentino runs right over the table to follow him.
Before Stavik gets up, Zu'lin will turn to him. We will see what the effects are based on the transformation. There might be a different time frame. And also, we do not know how resistant her body is to alchemical. Well, I guess the unfortunate term would be poisoning. And he'll once again hit Stavik on the shoulders. We do not worry, friend. We will solve this conundrum.
Every which way, I am an awful person.
As Stavik walks away, Zu'lin will gracefully get out of his seat and trounce towards this festival.
Not a
All right.
single ounce of guilt was felt that day by that bird man.
None
birds
whatsoever.
don't feel
Fucking
guilty.
Or-
ever.
Yeah.
Any other day.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Zu'lin has an immunity to guilt and all guilt effects.
He the first
Yep.
potion he learned was an immunity guilt potion.
Yeah,
Made all of the potions
Mm.
much easier to make.
it's true.
I mean, realistically, yeah. Science can be very, very, very progressive. If you, it can be go in leaps and bounds if you have, no morality.
I guess so.
Yeah.
All right, so we make our way
So,
to the fair.
You guys make your way to the fair, and you do so as you make your way away from the Border House Inn proper. You follow these banners and flags that are strewn across, and soon enough you come to the primary forum that would be in the middle of one of the busiest squares of town. And it has been done up completely in pennants and flags and streamers, and there are tents laid out everywhere. It looks like a massive, almost like a farmer's market, but far larger and far more colorful than any farmer's market you've ever seen. It is crowded with people, and there is music from various people walking around. So there's lots and lots of traveling bards around. But as you enter, you see this multicolored sea of tents in front of you. Welcome to the Rosalejo Trade Fair.
Oh shit!
Very nice.
I've got so many choices. Like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah, there's lots of different tents. There's different sights and smells everywhere. There's lots of food vendors. There's lots of different kinds of little pop-up shops on each row of this place. And it's just the big crowds everywhere. And there are carriages that are going around the outside where there are lots of seemingly rich folk that want to see it but don't want to sully themselves to go into it.
Yeah, fuck
So they
them.
just kind of parade around in their fancy carriages, just to be seen. But the actual people inside the fair are all on foot. There actually seems to be barricades set up to prevent carriages from entering.
They're basically cruising.
Yes, correct. But there's lots and lots of different items and shops and things, so feel free to get looking around.
Where is the music being played?
You hear music coming from the east.
Just directly east?
Yeah, somewhere generally from your east. Yeah, so somewhere on the right side of the map there, Valentino. As you're stepping past this particular booth, Louie, you hear a voice calling out, "Fine items and goods from all across Adrian. The finest silks, the finest fabrics imported from all across our fine world."
Louis just beelines over towards that booth then.
Yeah, you hear the sound coming from a teal tent to your east.
Hello.
Ah, hello there. You walk up and you see before you what appears to be a harpy, which is odd. I mean, I guess not super odd, but certainly you'd be used to seeing them in big groups.
Mm-hmm.
This one is seemingly running this booth by themselves, and the booth is filled with all kinds of different textile objects. There's also a bunch of other things here as well, but this particular harpy is their feathers are this beautiful mix of reds and oranges. They almost look like the sunset or the sunrise, I suppose. but a lot of their like plumage is like splay out in these weird ways. They look almost decorative.
Is this another phoenix harpy?
Yeah,
This is the second one we've met?
weird, right?
Okay. What fucking whore?
If I had a silver for every Phoenix Harpy I met,
Me too.
I would do silver.
Hello.
This isn't a lot.
Ah, hello. Welcome to Featherwind Traders. My name's Tyrell. Tyrell. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to
Apologies.
meet you too.
I'm a little bit nervous being out here by myself, but we have quite a lot of goods available from all across Adrian. Would you be interested in some Parthenian lace, perhaps? And she'll pull. There's like a big, what is it? What would you call it? Like a spindle. That's the word. There's a big spindle of lace that looks like it's all incredibly like detailed and fine looking, that you could use to embroider things or like put around on cuffs and various edging material.
A bit too frilly for my tastes. I apologize.
I see.
I'm shopping for myself.
Of course, and you wish for something more sturdy, something a little more dignified?
I'm also looking for more silks, like
Ah,
sheets of fabric to make an outfit. More specifically.
a man of means. Very good. Silks. Well, we do sell the finest of sky-woven silk here.
I see. What?
Though it isn't cheap. I do warn you, sky-woven silk is some of the more
Well, how much is it
impressively-
per yard?
Oh, well, a yard of it would be
Well, I'm making an outfit. That's
14 gold.
okay.
Really?
Yeah. I'm
Wow,
sorry. I know.
I was
look
expecting most people
really
to balk at
poor.
such a price.
Do you want me to haggle? I can pretend to haggle.
No, you don't have to haggle.
Oh, that's
14 is just fine.
Too high. How about 14?
She laughs, and it sounds almost musical. Anyway, she turns and begins going through this stack of these shimmering fabric that almost seems to ripple as she touches them. And she has a stack of different colors available. What colors were you looking for?
Purple hues mostly. I was wondering.
Something to match your hair then.
Yes. Are any of these silks fireproof?
Oh, skywoven silk is semi-metallic, so it actually resists heat quite well.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Here.
Wow.
And she'll hand you a folded up piece of this purple colored silk. I suppose she wings it to you. Hand would be perhaps incorrect. Anyway.
Closet.
Do you want me to test it? I don't want to ruin
I was
anything.
hoping you would just feel it.
Oh,
and-
okay. I just want to understand. I'm not really good at people. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's quite all right.
But yeah, he'll gently hold it and kind of move his thumb
is-
against the grain of it.
It is some of the finest fabric you have ever felt in your life. Feel free to make me a knowledge nobility if you have that.
Okay,
If you have it.
I do. 16?
A 16, you would know that skywoven silk is some of the most sought after fabric of the upper nobility. So it tends to be unreasonably expensive, for most folks, and but it does make some of the finest material.
How difficult do you think it is to hand sew pieces together? Intermediate level?
Well, as long as your stitch work is very, very tight, I think it should be fine. Just a loose stitch for this would be disastrous, I think.
Yeah, it would pucker.
Mm-hmm. And would look bad. So if you want to, if you're going to be making this yourself, I would recommend a very tight stitch. That's all.
Okay. Yeah, I know how to do that.
Of course. Well, in that case, here. And she goes over and picks something out of a vase nearby that seems to be like a vase with like tall, like instead of like flowers stuck in the vase, there are feathers stuck in the vase. And she takes one out and hands it to you. You get this with every purchase.
What color is the feather?
It is actually kind of this bluish, like a bluish gray color, actually.
Okay. Huh. Sure. I'll do some... Yeah, some different hues of purple, and Louie will pick out a variety of different colors. You can see him kind of going over designs in his head. He takes out his sketchbook while he's talking with her about his idea, and eventually will make a purchase.
Wonderful. Tyrell will help you pick out colors, offer advice where she can, and when that is all done, the bill will be however many yards of fabric times 14.
Okay.
And that will be how much gold it is. She does to run that feather for free, and if you touch that feather or pick it up at any point, let me know.
I mean, he'll probably put his hand on top of it when he grabs the bundle of fabric.
Okay. When you grab the bundle of fabric with the feather on top, when your hand touches the feather, you immediately feel a gentle breeze blow across you.
What does the feather do?
Oh, it's a subtle breeze.
He's like the only customer she's ever gotten who's just like straight up unhappy with that.
It's
like, here's a product that sets the air conditioning to the perfect temperature. No, turn it back. Don't mess with the AC.
It when either held or worn, it cools the wearer.
It's not like God blessing stuff, right?
No, I
cool.
don't
It's great.
think so.
I love it. I love the feather. It's really cool. I love the feather.
If you're interested, I have others. This one, and she pulls out something that looks more like a peacock feather.
Uh-huh.
This is called a plume of luck. When you use it, though, this one only works once.
How
but
so?
when you use it, it makes you lucky for an entire day.
What kind of luck are we talking about?
I'll take it.
Yeah, like Skrewy luck.
Are you sure? Sorry, this one I just want to make sure.
I don't know if you want that kind of luck.
This
Because
one
it could be
is
real
free.
fucking hit or miss.
Just to be sure we're on the same page. This one's 50 gold.
Okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, I'm
here you
sorry.
are.
Let me do this. 50 gold? That's outrageous. I say it should be 50 gold. And then he winks.
She laughs and will wrap up this as well and give it to you.
Thank you.
And so it'll be however many yards of fabric times 14 gold.
Yeah, let me do my math.
Plus-
okay, I'm really bad
plus
at it.
50, and that will get you all of your sky woven silks,
Yeah.
as well as a feather of subtle breeze, as well as a plume of luck.
78 probably.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, what's everyone else doing?
Yeah. So while Louie is shopping at the Silks booth, who else wants to look around? And what are you looking for?
Doing fucking everything.
Awesome. Well, Valentino, you were looking for the music, right?
Yeah, 2 top priorities are figuring out where the music's coming from and figuring out where the best smelling food is coming from.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, the good news is both seem to be coming from the same direction. The
Perfect.
food area appears to be in the northeast section of tents, and the music seems to be coming all the way from the eastern side of that, even. So you head up in, and you see all these different booths here. They're filled with various foods and offerings from both Burgos and Parthenae. Many of the sights and smells you recognize from your travels through Burgos so far. But there's also quite a few things here that are from Parthenae that you may not be as familiar with.
And how much do different items generally run cost-wise?
Most of the items here seem to be steeply discounted for the festival, so they're actually pretty reasonably cheap.
Meaning, a couple copper, a couple silver.
A couple copper
Then
for each item, but they're not like a whole meal for a few. It's a couple things.
I will
copper.
drop 2 gold, and Valentino just going around and getting something of everything.
Okay, yeah. I mean, two
Give me one of those.
gold
Yeah,
will
yeah.
get you everything there. Yeah.
And he'll share with randos, be like, "Oh, what do you eat? Here, give him one of those."
Yeah. So there's various little Parthenian specialties and things that are brightly colored and delicious, and some of them are creamy and some of them are fruity, and some of them have little dollops of meringue on top, and they're wonderful little things. All kinds of little objects.
I'll give humans this. They have so many different cultures. All right. Save for some music.
Yeah, and you hear music coming from the east.
Is it a tune Valentino might recognize?
It is not. It appears to be a song that you don't quite recognize.
Well, he's going to be his usual self then, and still try to ad-lib it and try to get in on the performance. Pull out his lute,
Okay.
see if he can figure out how it goes and play along.
What you hear, it's lyre music with being accompanied by singing. So it's strumming on a lyre and song.
Yeah, I'll try to come up with try to improvise a lute accompaniment. It's sort of words escape me. A very not jazzy, but a very, very smooth sort of again, Spanish guitar type kind of backing.
Okay. So yeah, you come in there with some backing, like a Spanish guitar style, and you can see that the music is coming from a single person on the eastern side of the festival. A woman who has gold-colored eyes, beautiful, perfect skin, long, black, almost purplish hair that seems like it catches in the sun and looks almost purple where the sunlight hits it. And she's wearing this long black dress with a silver corset, and she is playing a lute and is singing, and she looks astounding. Oh,
Just a moment.
boop, boop, boop,
Screwy,
boop.
get your ass in here, bitch.
I'm back.
All right.
Welcome back.
Sorry.
Continue describing this
Yes.
person.
And yeah, you see this very, I would say, very beautiful looking human woman. That's how I
Well,
describe her.
Val's gonna do his best to. I think he's gonna try and raise this lady up. Seems like his vibe.
And yeah, she's singing a song and playing music, and the song seems to be about the love of life and the hope for tomorrow. It's a It's a very hopeful and beautiful song about finding love and being young and all kinds of fun things.
Well, does a 19 do a solid enough accompaniment?
Yeah, that's a solid enough accompaniment. 19 will get you to where you can match the beat of the song and follow along with on your own lute to the melody being played.
And how does this lady seem like she feels about someone just joining in randomly?
What she's going to do is, as she sees you like playing and walking toward her, she's actually going to walk back toward you, and she's going to redouble her efforts and begin playing like even harder.
Yeah.
So,
all right. I'm feeling it. Let's try and match it. Not even a bard here, but let's go for it.
yeah.
Can I
and
get
judging
another
by the fact that she's playing a lyre and also the iconography that now that you're close enough to her, you can see that the silver corset she's wearing is like it's embroidered with various design work, but it seems to incorporate the lyre imagery into it. So you're pretty sure that she is a bard.
Right.
Of the standard bardic school of Adrian.
A follower of Symphonia?
Yeah, most likely.
I need to get a Symphonia tat to get these people's good side. Maybe that'll be on the agenda for the day.
You know what? I was always concerned about like never knowing what tattoos to get. Like, cause like they seem like a cool thing, but I could never decide on something permanently to mark my body with. But you know what? The Adrian God symbols might be something I'm willing to do.
Go for the Prinia tramp stamp.
Prinia tramp
Just
stamp.
Valentino then afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get me an Eden over the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
It's fascinating to me.
Should I give another roll to try and match her
Yes.
so she increases the pace? Sweet.
Absolutely.
That was really bad. Hold up. This might be worth a hero point for me. I've got 5. Let's do it.
Let's go. Hero point it. Let's see it.
All right. That's much better. That's a 25.
25.
Nice.
You match her verve and fury with your music. And she actually is going to go down on one knee to like be playing like right next to you, and she actually puts her shoulder into yours as the two of you are like strumming your instruments as furiously as you can as the music picks up in pace and pace and pace until finally like the song ends and she strums every string at the same time and then ends the song with actually just like breaking out into laughter.
Yeah.
And who are you, my interesting new friend?
Well, you haven't heard of my arrival. I'm known as the Great Valentino.
Ah, the great Valentino. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. She offers a hand.
I'll take the hand and give it a little kiss. And whom might I have the pleasure of meeting?
Ah. Well, I am the great Tulia Karzon.
Well, Miss Corazon, I like your vibe. So are you from Rosalejo?
You certainly seem to have good taste. I am from Rosalejo, though I do much traveling as well. I came back into town for this very festival.
I see. Well, it wouldn't be the same without you.
The city seldom is. So, do you enjoy the festival so far? It's still early and there's much to be seen yet.
Yes, you Rosalejans know how to throw a proper party.
It is true. We must find fun where we can. Much of the
Indeed.
rest of the year is so boring, so we have to spice things up from time to time with a bit of extra color and culture.
And this cooperation with the parties is a new thing?
Oh, the Parthes have always been neutral at worst, friends at best. We have never had much of a problem with them.
Well, I can
There
say I don't have
are-
a problem with their food.
Some of it can be quite interesting to adjust to, but some of it can be quite tasty.
Well, I enjoy the challenge as well.
Oh, good. Challenge is one of the reasons to live. If there were no challenges, what would be the point?
Yeah, I think we're going to get along fantastically. Are you
Well,
performing the whole afternoon or the whole day?
Oh, I intend to be performing here all day.
I see.
And all night, in fact. The night market is quite interesting as well.
Well, I hope to get to see the rest of the market, but I think I'll be back for another wet if that's great with you.
Well, I should certainly want to see more of you as well, Master Valentino.
I get this a lot, but you're going to have the gracious honor of my presence, I think.
And you shall have the gracious honor of mine as well.
And with that, Valentino will probably do a little more small talk and then
Of
head
course.
into the rest of the... But yeah, I'm good.
You got it. So yeah, you meet an interesting bard there on the outskirts of the festival, who is in the process of playing music and entertaining the crowds. Seemingly a worshiper of Symphonia.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I will offer her...
Mhm.
Actually, I'm going to wait till I come back. Although, I feel like shit's going to go down. I'm not going to get to hang out with her. And yeah, I'm going to offer her some news.
Here's some drugs.
You offer her some news, and what she's going to do is, instead of saying yes or no, she's simply going to smile and stick out her tongue, and you can see that it is stained pink.
All right, maybe for the evening then.
Fucking symphonian bards, man.
Fucking love them, dude.
She came here for one reason and one reason only, and that is to party.
Came here for one reason, that is to play music and do drugs.
What a life.
This is the life that capitalists want to keep from you.
That's why Vera and Soul got along so well.
Mm-hmm. It's true. So while Valentino and Tulia are having their conversation there, what is the rest of the group up to? Anyone else have a thing they would like to do?
Yeah. Stavik is perusing the different stalls, seeing, listening to the barkers, seeing if anything would catch his ear on magical items.
Okay.
Or specifically looking for that wand of harm.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, and mostly you're seeing like textiles up there, like some various like food. Like you're up in the area where there's like lots of food. There appears to be like games of skill and chance to your east in these big circular tents, and then there's like fresh produce and other items in your southwest, and then there's also what appear to be like magical arms and armor and various other equipment in the southeast.
That's where he's going to head towards then.
All right,
I'm guessing
so
that's
as
where
you
the...
approach, you see a big cart here that looks like it can be tied to a horse, but there doesn't appear to be a horse here. But as you go around the cart, you see why, and that is because the person attending the booth is themselves a centaur. One that is particularly muscular. One moment.
My name is Fucks Up Thieves.
Yes. So you see a centaur woman who is impressively tall, because first of all, centaur are typically big, far larger and far taller than humans anyway. But she seems to be big even for that. She has like a chestnut brown coat, but her skin is rather fair, and she has almost white, like a straw blonde hair, tied into a reasonably complex-looking ponytail braid that goes down to about her mid-back. Her arms are completely covered in these tattoos that look like geometric shapes and patterns that sort of go around her wrists and her biceps and down her shoulders. She's wearing this leather apron across her to like block from sparks. That's also like embroidered with kind of like this gold thread looking stuff. She has like a tool belt slung across her in like saddlebags and pouches. So she has like basically the whole forge worth of tools, like she's wearing them.
He's like, oh, that's pretty cool. I like that.
And she sees you approach, and she has a massive blacksmith's hammer that she keeps beside herself. And she gives you a smile and says, "Welcome. Do you wish to purchase something? I have some of the finest arms and armor produced by anyone."
This is all lovely. I don't know if you might be able to help me. I'm currently in the market for some a magical item, actually. I see mostly, just as you said, arms and armament. You do not deal with things like wands and such, correct?
With what?
Wands?
Apologies. Your accent is thick, and I am not the most skilled with your tongue.
Oh, not a problem. The wands, and it just the sticks that emit various spells.
She like taps on the tables in front of her that are covered in arms and armor. So she's got like bracers and breastplates and swords and axes and shields. You don't see any much in the way of mystical items, so there doesn't seem to be wands or staves or spell books or anything like that. No scrolls.
Failing that, do you have a blade so sharp it can sever my marriage?
Fuck. Jesus tits, bro.
I have sky-sharded weapons and runes of power carved into some of these and some of these armors. They may do you some good, though I do not have any wands.
I see. What runes do you have inscribed?
She will show you some of them protective runes, basically +1s, +2s, things like that. So some simple magical arms and armor.
Spiffy.
Yep. She has a wide selection of options here. She's most proud of the series of weapons that she shows you here. And it's like there's a sword, and there's a bastard sword, and there's a mace, and there's a couple of daggers, and a short sword, and various, like, basically she has like a whole set, all these different items. And the metal looks like steel, but it's almost greenish in tint. It's not quite the color you were expecting. So it's kind of more of a greenish colored metal. And she calls them sky shards.
Do you mind if I pick up the bastard sword here?
Please. You may give it a try. See how the weight feels in your hand. How it is balanced here.
Compared to my bastard long sword, my masterwork bastard long sword, or my masterwork bastard sword.
Well, your bastard work master sword.
Yeah, bastard work
Master
sword.
sword.
Yes. So compared to your masterwork bastard sword, this is a far superior piece of work. This appears to be lighter in your hands than your bastard sword, where your bastard sword is about 6 pounds. This feels to be closer to the weight of your longsword, even though it's the same size as the bastard sword. So whatever the metal is, it appears to be lighter metal. But it is incredibly sharp, and it also bears runes of power upon it. So you believe this to be likely enhanced, at least to some degree, with magic. And whatever the material's made out of, it appears to be lighter than steel. And she'll tap it and say, "Good against those of the old world."
The old world. I do not know this meaning. Do I notice Louie coming up on me?
Give me a perception check.
Ba-doop. 10.
Probably not then. So, Louie, you walk up and you see Stavik having a conversation with a very, very muscular-looking centaur woman.
Yep, I sure do see that.
What's... You says sky shard. What would the sky shard... I'm not familiar with this metal. Where does it come from? I mean, I assume it's from the sky.
Yeah, she points up. Says, "They fall. We find them, heat them, bash them with hammers into a shape more usable. Good against things of the old world."
What is it? I don't know this term. The old world. What would that be?
Please make me a knowledge nature, if you have it.
You know, like the Empire Sigmar and all that shit.
I don't. I have religion.
If you don't have it, yeah.
I don't.
That's fine.
14?
You would know that would be a way to describe fey creatures.
Louie will walk over. The Fae.
Oh, hello.
Would you call me?
Huh.
Ah,
And
another customer. Welcome.
I was simply assisting him with the vocabulary that you're properly using. He just didn't know what you were saying.
I see. Are you interested in a fine weapon? A blade, perhaps? One sharp enough to cut through your enemy's defenses?
Louie holds out his hand and summons his ice blade. I'm afraid I'm already fine with what I can produce myself, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Your pieces are all works of art, it seems.
I appreciate the compliment. Perhaps I could interest you in a shield then? Or perhaps a
Ooh.
breastplate?
Got some mithril chain mail under here, so I am good. And also not much of an actual fighter. More of
Very
a
well.
spell slinger.
I see.
A particularly sturdy dress.
Fuck you.
a question. How well compared? And Stavik will get his bastard sword out. Comparatively, in terms of durability and long lasting, compared to regular steel, how long will this sky shard hold its edge?
As well as any steel you've seen, though with less weight and the extra cut that it gives to beings of the old world. Useful if you have to deal with their trickery.
Louie starts to move on.
How much?
She nods at that bastard sword. That piece, I could let it go for 3,400.
Stavik's not offering up the Owen Okay. Just checking. I just wasn't sure which sword was what. That's all.
Well, his heavy steel shield wouldn't fetch much, if anything at all.
Yeah, you could sell the heavy steel shield for 10 gold or the +1 wooden shield for about 600.
Yeah, but that +1's nice. Okay. Stavik is going to... Do you mind if I make a walk around to mull it over, please?
Of course. There is a much festival here to see.
Thank you.
And
I
my goods will
appreciate
be
it.
here all day.
And he'll turn it around, hand the hilt back to them.
But you will not find items finer than those made by Storm and Stride.
Storm and Stride. Thank you so much. And Stavik will continue on and trying to see if he hears any...
When he turns
Mention
around,
of
Louie is
magical words.
staring at him.
Yes, Louie?
What?
It seems like you have something to ask me.
No, I don't have anything to ask you.
Do you have something to tell me?
Yeah. Louie looks around for a second. Come over here. Just make your way through the in-between. Okay.
As somebody who
Stavik.
does vending, it is rude to walk through somebody's
Stavik, as you're making
booth.
your way around, you step around that red tent, and right as you come around the corner, so too does a man in fine clothes with a beautiful pointed feather coming out of his cap. He is coming around the other direction, and the two of you are on an intercept course. It's the sort of thing where you step around right as this guy steps around, and you guys are bound to smack right into each other. You were welcome to make a reflex save to try and get out of this man's way.
I absolutely
Or you can just you can bump into him. That's also certainly possible.
No. That's only a 12. Very
12.
average rolls
You-
for me this time.
You try to get out of this man's way at the last second, but it's too late. The two of you are walking far too quickly. And sure enough, shoulder to shoulder, you check into this man, and he bounces off you a little bit, and then looks at you, speaking in a Parthenian accent, which I am not going to attempt tonight.
Aww.
It's lazy. What are you talking about?
And he simply says, "You buffoon! What are you doing?"
Louie is going to come over and switch to Parthese. You have to excuse my friend. He is indeed, as you say, a buffoon.
Your friend is... He switches to Parthese as well. Your friend is an oaf and
I
has
agree.
insulted my honor by smashing into me like so much dung.
I also agree with this.
This man is going to reach his right hand to his left hand and begin taking the... He's pulling at the ends of each finger, pulling the glove off of his left
No.
hand.
Not at a fair.
Fucking do it.
He wants blood today.
This is unnecessary. Please, sir, I will punish him as such. Please walk away.
I will take a diplomacy check from you, Louie.
You got it. It's a 19?
Can I make a diplomacy and say fight?
Yeah, can I use a hero point to make him reroll that with disadvantage? Just kidding.
Yeah.
That was a 2 I rolled.
That was a 2 you rolled. Do you want to re-roll that with the hero point?
No.
No?
I feel like 19's adequate.
Your man here has insulted me.
He insults many people, including me.
But then it sounds like he is a dog that must be put down.
I will
Smack.
take Did he smack Stavik or me?
He smacks Stavik with the glove. He takes the glove off his left hand and uses it to smack Stavik across the face. And he says in Burgese, "I challenge you, sir, to a duel."
Shit. Louie just looks over at Stavik. Is he laughing like this?
No,
I-
that's
I-
that's me.
Skrewy.
That's me. That's me.
I mean, you laugh, but every duel that Stavik's been in hasn't ended well for him.
No,
Every duel
true.
that Skrewy's been in hasn't ended well for him.
Very true. It's very true.
Stavik, just apologize. Say you're a brute. And just be nice.
Louis, I will offer my apologies to this individual.
Okay.
If he refuses, I will acquiesce to his desire for a duel. Sir, I do apologize. It was my fault. If your honor is so offended and needs to be rectified, I will happily oblige.
Very well. I shall duel you at dawn tomorrow.
Oh god.
Yo, you can buy that sword in that time.
Where is the meeting place, sir?
Little we know this is actually a scam run by the Centaur lady to get people to buy swords. She's like, "Oh, I heard you. Didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I heard you were doing a duel tomorrow. I got
I
some
have
great
I sell
dueling
some
swords."
bracers of dueling and a
Yeah.
dueling blade. Gives you +4 on duels.
That's great, sir.
We shall meet at the field east of town at dawn.
Wonderful. Since you have
Who
chosen
is your
the
second?
time,
This one?
since you
No. Absolutely
Since-
not me.
since you have chosen the time and the place, I do believe I get the honor of choosing the weapons.
What kind of backwards concept is this? In Parthenay,
Vilish.
we duel with our swords
We're in
and our swords
Burgos.
alone.
Just saying,
there.
we're in Burgos. That doesn't make any sense, actually. Shouldn't you follow?
Okay over here.
Hi,
Ah.
Valentino.
Is this your second?
Valentino.
Oh,
Valentino,
God.
I do have
I'm
a
second
question.
to no one.
Your
Tell me,
dog
Valent-
has insulted my honor.
Oh, he's not a dog. He's simply a man.
Oh, are you stupid?
But what has he done to insult your honor, if I may ask, my good sir?
Unfortunately, I was not seeing where I was going, and I, unfortunately, knocked this individual to the ground with my personhood.
Am I implicated in this? I didn't do a shit.
Oh no, you are not. You are not part of this, unless you want to be. You would be my second, which would be
Oh,
the
look
person who holds my items during the duel.
So if I agree to this, I have to carry your shit around?
No,
From
just
now on?
holding. No, just during the duel.
There's a duel going on.
Apparently
Now you have my
tomorrow at
interest.
noon. Tomorrow at noon.
I see.
At the dawn.
Oh, done. Sorry, my apologies.
Yes, I will be his second.
And the second is one that
I
fights if that one is too cowardly to appear.
Well, Stavik is no coward, I assure you.
Stavik, stop laughing
is
so
Stavik.
loudly. You can't hear him.
That was Stavik laughing at cowardly.
So he'll explain that, if Stavik doesn't show, the second duels in his place.
Well, my friend Stavik is no coward, but if our adventures of the day incapacitate him, I shall be there. But I warn you, I have trained this man myself. I know no deadly a warrior. Except for me, of course. So you should better hope that he shows up.
Then perhaps you will be a worthy challenge for my blade. And
Oh, he'll be more than a worthy challenge.
And with that, this man is going to turn around and march away from the festival.
I check my inventory.
Okay.
Do I? Would that be a perception check, or just
Alright,
no?
Stavik,
You
calm
just-
down.
Okay,
We
I
need to
checked
raise
that-
the fucking stakes.
You have everything that you had before.
okay? Making sure, because that could have been a whole thing of just. Oh yeah, he just took all your money.
He's just a
Could've
dumb Parthese.
And
I
as this man steps away, and Stavik and Valentino have now agreed to fight a duel with a man you don't even know, that is actually where we'll take our second break.
Hi, welcome to Check, please. How may we take your order? Welcome.
Number 5.
We're back
I'm
from
sorry,
our
I was
break. Don't tell
emotionally-
them.
Emotionally broken from something I should not have seen. Anyway, hi everyone, we're back, and I'm alive almost. Though, as I've said before, what a terrible day to have eyes. All right.
Screw.
Anyway, hi everybody. Hello, welcome. We were at the trade fair that happens once a year here in the city of Rosalejo. Your boy Stavik just insulted the honor of some Parthenian douche and has been challenged to a duel.
I thought it was pronounced Duke.
What's that?
I thought it was pronounced Duke.
Only in Parthese.
Yeah. All right. Well, douche dukedom. I like it. Okay. So that just happened. He stormed off after challenging Stavik to a duel and saying he would fight you at dawn in a field east of town. So that's where he left to, or rather he left scene, and that leaves us with Stavik, Valentino, there in the same spot, and then just to the west, Louie and Xander.
You should totally meet him at noon.
Yeah. That would be great.
He doesn't know where we're sleeping.
Just
That means
skip
that you
down.
lose.
Yeah, you lose the duel.
What is Zu'lin up to?
What is Zu'lin up to?
So Zu'lin is looking around. Does he see any in the open portions? Does he see any like potions or anything?
Interestingly enough, you don't. There doesn't appear to be any alchemy supplies in the section you're in, though there might be some elsewhere. Do you want to search around until you find them?
Yes, I'll go to
Okay.
the tents and stuff.
I'll take a perception check from you, Zu'lin. See if you can
Alright.
find it quickly.
That is not one of my greatest skills. That's okay. That's all right ones. All right, 23. Not bad.
Alrighty. 23. So as you're looking around, you follow your nose, and you can smell these very pungent herbs and what could only really be the kinds of almost like viciously stinky ingredients that you recognize as part of the alchemical trade. There's just traces of them on the air, but you follow your nose. And sure enough, a little moment later, you find your way to a small place, a little trade booth that is covered in herbs and alchemical ingredients, like hanging bundles of flowers and bundles of various dried plants, bins filled with mushrooms, jars filled with pulped whatevers of different colors and consistencies. And standing in the middle of that booth appears to be a rather interesting figure. What you see in front of you is a very shaggy-looking satyr. This particular individual has a kind of a light green dress on that seems to be that at one time might have been like quite fashionable and nice, but has definitely been worn for way too long. Like it looks shabby. The edges of it are kind of like ripped and torn in places. So it's like a dress that's definitely past its prime, and it looks like this person probably like picked it up or was given it one day, and it just wore it ever since. The person also has all kinds of strange decorations. This satyr has potions around on multiple belts that they're wearing. They have like potion holsters on them. They have little bits of like bones and skulls like attach them at different places that jingle and tinkle as they walk around their booth. But probably the most interesting thing about this person is that this particular satyr is very shaggy, as in their fur on their legs is very thick and curly, and their hair is so voluminous that it actually like it looks like this crazy like 80s hair mane that goes down to like her mid back. And it also has so much bangs in the front that it basically covers her eyes. But it's at the same time doesn't seem to impede her ability to work at all. As she is like moving things around in her booth and like hanging up herbs and just checking her stocks.
All right. Good morning, my dear.
Hey, good morning. What are you looking for? Do you need something to take the edge off, or something to put the edge on?
Potentially
see her before we're done.
something more peculiar. But before we get to that, is there anything on your delightful shop that you think would interest me?
Oh, the Jovial Thorn has something for everybody. Let's see. Well, yeah, we got this, and she holds up a small bottle of purple liquid. The bottle itself is oddly shaped, as in it looks like the glass itself has like a ring in it at the bottom. So It's a ring of glass, and then it comes together to form a single stem that comes up. So it's almost like this weird, like you can like hold the thing in a funny way, but it's a weird shaped potion bottle. And it's filled with this dark purple liquid, and there's a bubble of air in it that as she picks it up and like turns it around, this bubble of air moves through and shows the consistency of the liquid inside is similar to that to water. But the liquid itself is like this deep purple color. I got some really good Fey-root elixir. This stuff will be real good. Heals wounds, and also prevents, poisonings for a little while after you drink it. So that's nice.
All right. What would I know about this?
I'll take a craft alchemy or knowledge nature. Either one would be fine.
You got it. All right, that is a 30 for alchemy.
Oh yeah, you're well aware of favorite elixir. So in game terms, it heals. It's like a Cure Light Wounds potion, except that instead of 1d8 plus 1, it is 1d8 plus 3. And it also gives a resistance bonus on saving throws versus poison and disease after you drink it, of +1 for about an hour.
Okay. And how much for this?
Well, normally they're sold for like 75 gold, but this one, I mean, it's a festival, and you look really trustworthy, so how about 55?
I will consider it. Now, for my peculiar ask, I'm currently in the market for a potion that, let's say, reduces the physical form. I believe that many would call it a gaseous form potion. I am wondering if you have any in your stock.
Oh, that's some pretty serious stuff. She like looks from one side to the other, and then she leans.
Gas.
She leans forward, and she like beckons you to come closer.
I will.
You lean in, your beak is almost touching her nose, and she leans in and says, "Come back for the night market. There's fewer things, fewer restrictions then. I can hook you up with something really special."
It's a fantastic concoction, and Zu'lin will put down the 55 gold and be on his way as he nods back.
I got more than just that. If you're looking for something else, I got this. And she picks up this container, uncorks it, like this comically large cork out of the top. And then it's filled with like what looks like shreds of moss. And she takes some strings of it out. Feel free to make a knowledge nature or craft alchemy to see if you recognize it before she can even say what it is, because you may already know upon looking at it.
Got it. That's a 29.
You got it. It is called Sun Glen Moss. And if you mix it in while you make a healing potion, it adds an additional D4 healing onto the healing potion.
Oh.
So it becomes a D8 plus 1 D4. I got some of this stuff. If you're the potion making kind, you mix this into any potion, and it adds a little bit of extra healing kick to it.
Indeed it does. What is your going rate on that this hour?
Oh, right about now, how about 15 gold a dose?
Does that seem typical to Zu'lin?
Yeah, you can make an appraise check if you'd like. You can try to haggle if you want.
Okay. Oh, that is a nat 1. I'm going to re-roll that with a hero point.
You got it. Well, hero point incoming. All
18.
right, Zu'lin. An 18. Yeah, you believe that is on the high end of fair. You could probably argue that down to maybe 12 gold if you could try really hard.
What's say? I'll pay that price if you were to throw in a few other reagents, far more common.
Oh, what are you after?
So Zu'lin's going to list out some of the reagents he needs to make some more of the memory potion.
Okay. Yeah, she can throw in about, we'll say, 3 gold worth of basic reagents.
It sounds reasonable.
All right.
So, and it was what, 15?
15 gold for the Sun Glen Moss.
Okay.
And then you also bought a Feyroot elixir for 55.
Correct.
Which she has more than that, by the way, if you wanted to stock up on those.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Okay. I mean, that seems to me like that's the deal here at this particular booth. Extra 2 hit points, like guaranteed on a healing potion. It's pretty good.
Yeah, but when
anyway.
you can reuse them, you only need
That's true.
one.
That's true. And you can swish that shit in your mouth and spit it back into the bottle.
All right.
Just don't tell us when you do that, please.
Just clearly mark the ones you backwashed.
So Zu'lin will complete that transaction. I will be sure to see you later, friend.
Oh, of course. You just look up old Mirith here, and I'll take care of you, all right?
Understood.
Righteous.
Yeah, dude.
I love her. I want to talk to her so bad, but I feel like I'm just following everyone around.
Y'all, you can have a chance to talk to these folks if you want.
Hey, I'll come back. I'll let it circle around.
Yeah, you got time. You got time.
Although
How
if I
long
might
does
steal
this,
the spotlight for a second, I'm going to grab Stavik by the cape before he goes anywhere.
All right.
Of course.
Valentino, you grab Stavik by the cape.
Hey, Stavik, before we head off in different directions, I had to ask you something.
Of course.
And I'll kind of lean over so that we're closer towards the nearest tent, a little bit out of the way. What'd you do with this drink?
But you
When Bastion went to go take a sip of that drink, you knocked it out of his hand. You might have fooled everyone else, but you did not fool me. And just to confirm, I had it rolled privately for that time,
Yeah.
but I did roll my vibe
Yes.
check, got a 25 on that.
Correct.
when
You
that
did
happened.
notice. Yes.
Strap
trying to
in.
think.
Time for round 3.
That's not my intention, but we'll see where this goes.
Let him speak. Stop distracting
I
him.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. There's a question.
What did you do with Who's drink?
Let us.
So it's taking more thought than I was expecting.
Well, the question would be: the answer is A, difficult, and B. Well, I guess it's not difficult.
If you want to dig
It's
yourself a
just-
hole, I can get you a shovel. That might be easier. What? This is sounding worse with every word. What's so difficult?
I'm trying to unburden her.
What?
Oh my god.
I am trying to unburden her from me.
That's it?
That is it.
Are you sure?
I can,
There's nothing
cannot-
else to that?
I will only give this poor girl misery.
It's like
Okay. All right.
watching the U.S. Senate
talk.
like interviews right now, bro.
All right. Enjoy the festival. And Valentino's gonna chill around, look around for a bit, and as soon as Stavik is going off in his own direction, he's gonna go over to Louie. Yeah, we need to talk.
You.
We need
Stop
to
it.
talk.
Well, I think you're probably gonna be more receptive. I thought I'd talk to Xander about it as well. I don't
Okay.
think Zu'lin's gonna give a shit.
What's going on?
Stavik's
Are you in
trying
trouble?
to kill Husa. No, Stavik's trying to kill Husa. I asked him, yeah.
He told you this himself.
He was, yeah. He said he was trying to unburden her
That's really vague.
of her fate.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Is Xander near us at all? I should ask that.
So how long since we entered the area would you say this has been, Beardy?
Oh, probably 30 minutes.
Okay, yes. Xander will be here, but notably he is flanked on either side by two individuals who are dressed up like Stavik.
Louie
Oh, lovely.
looks over. Xander, is that you?
Oh shit, there's more of them.
Louie, actually, Valentino, Louie puts his body in front of yours just instinctively. Xander, are you okay over there?
Why would I not be okay, Louie?
His shoulders kind of rest a little bit as he approaches. I'm sorry, I thought something bad was happening with Stavik.
No, that happens later.
Oh, okay.
What is this going on?
Who are these?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I forgot to make introductions. This is Rhapsody, and this is Requiem.
Pleasure to meet
they-
you.
They do not move.
It is wonderful to meet you both. Thank you for your
Is it-
acquaintance.
These mannequins? What is this?
Of a sort.
Eh,
It seemed like you wanted my attention.
yeah,
Of a sword.
Valentino's kind of worried about something that Stavik just told him.
Yeah, I think you actually probably be the best person because I feel like you'll be able to keep an eye on her. So I don't know why. I have some guesses, but it sounds like Stavik is planning on killing Usa.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would he want to kill Husa?
He didn't say a why. He just he didn't say much. But I asked him about it. I don't know if any of you noticed, but he did something with her drink, and when I asked him about it, he just said he was trying to unburden her.
Yes, I did notice that.
I-
Yeah, it sounds pretty fucking sus.
I was kind of drunk, so I'm sorry.
Well, we got it. Someone saw it.
I will keep my eyes peeled.
What the?
And
Yeah, I guess just make sure that like nobody goes to the cart during the day. If someone could do that. Can your friends do that?
Yes.
Alright, perfect.
Where's Echo?
Echo is not someplace where you can see him anymore.
Oh, I got something for him. If we do end up seeing him again.
You might.
Okay. Should I?
That's very sweet.
Well. And Louie's face just gets red as he stammers. Anyways, I was just really worried with what Valentino said, and yeah, we should watch after Husa, especially with whatever the fuck's going on with Stavik.
I mean, I feel like it would be easiest to just interrogate Stavik, but
You're right.
we can also...
Sure, I just kind of want to, I figured we do that after the festival. She's at the cart. Uh-oh, I think Xander fell asleep.
It's okay. Just give him a second. He goes in these
Yeah.
trances sometimes. It's
Yeah,
sometimes
me too.
this divination thing he
Communing
does.
with the gods. Yeah.
Just shut up, you're not here. God who talks, get out of here.
Sorry.
Well, here's the thing. There's something I need to talk to Stavik about, I guess, but I don't know. It really depends on if he talks to me or whatever. So we could probably interrogate him then. I've already told him there's something I need to say, so that should be good enough for him to approach me at some point.
Alright, well.
But-
Sounds good. Is this a conversation that is just you and Stavik, or?
Yeah, mostly.
Well, I mean, I'd like to keep an eye on. I'd like to have at least two people there, so if he, if we're right and he goes ballistic.
It's sort of private, but I can have Xander watching me at least if you need someone watching me.
Sure, that works.
But if you're not opposed to it, keeping a distance without being in earshot, just so you can, if there's any.
If it's this evening, I may be predisposed. I have made some plans for the evening.
It really depends on when he comes to talk to me, so no
All
worries.
right, well,
If you're not available, you're not available. I could never blame anyone for that. It happens all the
but
time.
I'd say I have eyes like a hawk, but hawks wish they had eyes like Valentino. So wherever I am, I'll make sure to keep an eye out.
Louie just winks with kind of a goofy nod, oh yeah, of course. Just have fun today, okay?
Oh, you can be assured of it.
Okay.
I won't let Stavik's weird, creepy murder tendencies keep me down on a day like this.
Hey, maybe he's just bad at talking.
Stavik?
Yeah.
No way.
Maybe he's just
I'm gonna just go back to the
misrepresenting
fucking...
himself. Okay. Alright. Louie just looks over at Xander and shrugs. Sorry to interrupt you while you were shopping.
No, that's quite all right, Louie.
Okay. And he'll start to head off.
Alrighty. So who... Oh, 1 second. Let me go ahead and set a couple of these folks to auto-follow Xander. It'll make life a little bit easier for me. There we go. There you go, Xander. Okay.
Perfect.
So,
Thank you.
yes, you've got a couple people around this place. Who wants to talk to somebody else next? You hear various barkers calling for games of skill and chance, and you hear people calling out, selling items of many different kinds. Basically, who wants to talk for next?
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, you haven't had your
No, you go ahead.
shopping spree.
I will head into the large tent.
Okay, you head to the area here on the eastern side of the central part of the of the fair, and you hear this appears to be mostly where the games and entertainment are taking place. So there's like various skill games, like an archery shoot. There's like tossing like heavy objects a certain distance. There's like various tests of agility, strength, things of that nature, as well as guessing games to test one's acumen, as well as memory games to test how sharp one can remember things. So this seems like there's a wide variety of activities in this place. But one thing you note as you enter this space is that someone looks at you from across the field, and when they look at you, you notice that their eyes are definitely unnatural. Their eyes are strange. Their eyes appear to be like whited over, like they have some sort of cataract or some other issue with their sight. Yet they are looking directly at you, even though it appears that they're, at least from what you can tell from a distance away, that eye is probably blind.
Xander will raise a hand and just do a little wave.
The figure simply gives you a smile and says nothing else, standing in the front of the tent that they're in front of.
Xander will approach.
As your footsteps approach, this figure, excuse me, this figure is going to take a look at you. And what you see in front of you is a half-elven person. They look rather young, though with half-elves it's kind of difficult to tell. But she appears to have like almost white hair. It's just the ever so slightest touches of blonde to it. But she is well adorned in jewelry and other fineries. She's wearing like this beautiful blue-green cloak that goes down across her that's embroidered with golden fabric, or gold thread, highlights out throughout it. And she has gold earrings and this sort of almost like kind of a tiara sort of situation going on. Like this, it's more like a circlet, I guess would be a better way to put it. But she has like the circlet that comes to a point in her forehead that has like this shiny little polished moonstone hanging between her eyebrows. She also has a single piercing on her lower lip. That's like this platinum piercing there. But she looks at you with eyes that are very clearly blind. They're like, her eyes look damaged. Yet she seems to be looking right at you, and she offers a simple smile and says, "Have you come here to see what fates are in store for you?"
I think we're going to have to take a really quick break just for tech issues. We'll be right back, everyone.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome to Check Please. We're here. We had a little bit of tech issues, but we're back and alive.
I
Hi.
thought that was just your kobold voice. We can play this
I mean,
off.
we're about to hear that. Yeah, don't
I'm
worry.
excited for it. You have no idea. This is going to be the highlight of my week.
The last thing that we did is the half-elf person here was speaking to Xander, and I was describing what she looked like. She appears to be a young half-elf woman with some nice jewelry, beautiful-looking clothing, and eyes that are very clearly blinded. Yet she still seems to be able to see Xander in front of her. And she asks, "Are you here to see what the fates have in store for you?"
Well, I've found my way here, so I suppose that means yes.
Good. Wonderful. In that case, ask your question. The answer to that is yes.
Are there any particular limitations to the kind of question that I may ask, or do you have any particular specialties?
You may ask any question you like. Whether you get the answer you seek is a different matter.
So how much wood would a woodchuck?
Does Bruno Mars is gay?
What is the most significant obstacle in my way currently?
Points at Stavik.
She looks up at the sky, and she turns her head and fully faces the sun, staring directly at it.
Jesus.
She blinks a few times, nods as if she's hearing a voice that is not there for you, and then she turns back towards you, and she blinks a few more times and then says, "Red thorns."
Oh no. Fuck that.
This one excuse me?
What?
Yes, I imagine.
I see brambles. They are thick, and they grow red thorns that carry a poison that infects one's very soul.
Yes. Can I ask another question?
I suppose you may, but it is customary to pay for one's services. And she holds up a hand. Palm
I'm gonna
flat.
drop 50 gold.
Fuck!
He's so serious.
You just like pelt her with a handful of gold coins. Or
Dude, she's blind. She's gonna assume you gave her copper.
Yeah. So
Be like, I know this trick.
you lay a large stack of coins in her hand. Immediately weighs her hand down more than she expected, and she kind of covers it with her other hand as she tries to keep it from spilling out of her relatively small hands, being a half elf, and quickly like gets that over into a pouch. I apologize. I was not expecting such a generous reward.
Fake psychic.
Fake psychic.
This is
Yep. There. Yep.
Got
this
him.
is
I know, that was
only
a test.
this is only customary for such a valuable service.
You do me a great honor. Is there a second question you'd like to ask?
Yes. How do I fix it?
She turns and stares back at the sun.
Lady, you keep doing that, you're gonna go blind.
Got news for you.
She turns away from the sun and looks sad, actually. Pain, loss, agony. I saw suffering. Terrible suffering. She wipes a tear from her eyes. I'm sorry. I cannot charge you for that one. It's not a very good answer.
I understand. Thank you for looking.
Is there any other questions you have? Perhaps something that I can answer that is a bit happier.
You free this evening?
Something happier.
Of course, the questions are up to you. I simply was a little shaken by that last one.
I'm sorry, I will endeavor to ask any remaining questions if I have them.
Thanks for listening. As always, special thanks to William Succi and Andreas Pichler for the intro and outro themes, and Emily Roll for Fantasy for this episode soundtrack. Interested in following us on social media? Follow us on Twitter at CheckPleaseDND. Or want to support the podcast and be part of the Czech Republic? Go to our Patreon under the Czech Republic. Until next time.